You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumping where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever.
All right, shout out to the fam for all things Pelicans. You're now in tune with the Pelican post-game report. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you for being in this live. Happy, I guess, holiday or your fourth, your celebration day, however you spend it with your time, family day, however you do it. Big ups to you. And man, listen, we up in the building. So salute to the fam. Appreciate all y'all for being this episode of PPR, man. We back in effect. Appreciate the fam for checking out the flash reports, man. We've been trying to keep up with these here Pelicans, man. And we finally in the building to do a stream. So much love to you guys. Appreciate you being in the stream. Do us a service, man, as you come in, hit the like button and the share button and let them know we up in the building. Shout out to Young City, 9th Ward. Shout out to your brother Michael. Much love. So he says, I would make that move. Kessler is an elite rim protector and shot blocker at 21 years of age. Thank you, Michael. Shout out to you. And the Kessler thing, as DC pops in, rattling and shaking shit around. DC, welcome on into the show, sir.
I was supposed to have you muted when I came in, man.
DC, coming on in, shit falling all over the place.
You know I be flying that hot. You know I be flying that hot, bro. I'm always late.
DC coming, shit falling all over and shit falling all over the floor.
I heard they open the door and hit go. Yeah, and all that shit happened. Everything fell out. Like, man. Oh, goddamn, the shit done started. Oh. I was doing my best Willie Green impression, Q.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
It's the half-ass shit, you know?
Shout out to this guy, yeah. I appreciate y'all for being in the live.
What's up, family? What's happening with y'all, man? Young City, 9th Ward. Like, preaching, man. What's up, dog?
That's right, Kai. DC Marley is in the building, man. We up in this. Shout out to you. What's up, Zandel? All right, AI or die. Halfa, what's up, fam? Appreciate you for being in the building as well. Salute to the flock and fam, man. We up in this thing. But listen, fam, we're going to cover some items of news today on.
Man, why everybody looking at Joe like that, bro? What's going on in the thumbnail? Kaminga covering his nose. That's what pointing at him and shit. Chris Paul looking confused because he can't go to LA. John Poole just don't look like he don't give a shit about nothing. Is that Malcolm Brogdon?
That's
Malcolm. Yeah, he just don't care about shit.
Like this shit I ain't worrying about it anyway.
Just give me a chill. That's the face he got.
Right. All right, so anyway, fam, we up in this thing, man. Shout out to the fam across the several different platforms we are currently live streaming on, the Gram, LinkedIn, all the places. Shout out to the fam. Kick, Twitch, all of that, man. We in the building. Now listen, fam. This has been a busy time for our Pelicans, haven't it? Very busy time. We've seen over the last week or so, man, a lot of moves been making the waving of Elfrid Payton and Brandon Boston Jr. We also seen the waving of Antonio Reeves, a guy that we thought had a bright future with the Pelicans. Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver says, we'll see about changing it up. And they're moving people and or assets around and changing some role players here. In comes Jordan Poole. In comes Sadiq Bey in the trade that sent C.J. McCollum and Kelly Olynyk out to Washington. So some trade there. So a lot of changing and switching and moving and all kind of stuff going on in the Pel Nation, man. As you can see, we got some of the stuff on screen. So the Pelicans did bring in Kayvon Looney as well from the Golden State Warriors on a 2-year deal for $16 million. He'll be a key piece in helping our young bigs get on code as well. So the Pelicans, man, are tuning up some stuff here, DC. And they also decided to do some other stuff in terms of bringing in the two-way players, bringing in guys that they potentially, could be a young asset for the team. We're talking about guys like Trey Alexander. We covered him in the Flash Report. We also talked about Hunter Dickinson, the 7'2" big with good offensive game. They're bringing him here as well.
We gotta have to give him some nickname, Q. I just don't.
Say it again.
We gotta give him a nickname, man. His name just don't sit right with me.
Okay, we're gonna have to work on it. We got to work on it.
HD. Just call him HD.
All right. So anyway, we got all that going on with the Pels, man, and then of course, as you guys can see on screen,
two last names, man.
As you guys can see on screens right now, you can see the fact that the Pelicans' potential lineup here, starting five, with Jordan Poole there, and then of course you see Herb, Trey, Zion, and Eves, and then the reserves there's Jose Alvarado, DeJounte Murray is trying to work his way back from injury, Jordan Hawkins, Jeremiah Fears, the first-round draft pick. Of course, Antonio Reeves is no longer here. Sadiq Bey, Carlo Mekovic, Kayvon Looney, and Derek Queen. And the second-round pick, Mika Peavy, two-way player Lester Quinones. And we also talked about the two other two-way bigs that's involved in the team as well. So the Pelicans sitting, I want to say, just about $3 million over that apron there. And then we have to see what's going on with the next move they're planning on making, which is what the show is basically based on, is DC. Insiders are saying Pelicans hunt for veteran guard mid-help. So who's it going to be? We heard that they had interest at Russell Westbrook at one time. We heard that the Pelicans, even though Kuminga is not considered a guard, he's more of a wing than anything, a forward. But there is bantering about if Chris Paul, and for one more stint, I don't see that. Brogdon was thrown in there in Rumorville. And it's just a lot of stuff going on here to decide on how and who the Pelicans are looking at in terms of veteran guard help with DeJounte Murray down. So a lot of twists and turns in this saga with the Pelicans, man. So let's get your opinion in there. And you guys fill in the chat. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll spotlight you on the screen. Go ahead, DC.
Outside of one player, I really don't care because it really don't matter. Malcolm Brogdon probably be, I guess, one that we know ain't gonna happen. But Chris Paul is really the one to answer. But he won't be here. He won't be somewhere in LA. But to have him to mentor Jonathan Fears, Jeremiah Fears, mixed up with Kuminga. To have him mentor him, man, I think would be everything. For him to get that tutelage under Chris Paul for a year. I wouldn't be crazy about Chris Paul in the starting lineup. I know that's what he wants, to be a starter. But there would be a lot of benefits to it. Can't lie. But who's out there, man? They don't really have Russ. I guess wouldn't be bad. But like, how he gonna be? Because Russ, I think he's like a spot starter to me. Like, I start him with some lineups. I'm not starting Russ all 82 games, bro. And Russ is. He like a rusty nail, bro. He dependable, reliable, and it's just always the same. You know what I'm saying? So he always gonna be ready. He don't never get hurt. So how is he gonna feel if I ask him to come off the bench? For a championship team like the Nuggets, he might be down for that. But we the Pelicans, Russ like, who the hell y'all think y'all is? I don't know about that, Q. You got what? Dame Lillard is out there. You want to let him rehab here, or you don't want to rehab here with our medical staff, so you scratch him off the list. Malcolm Brogdon, I think, from the standpoint of actually somebody we can get something out of, like you get something out of Chris Paul too. So and Russ, can't say that, but he's not like a pure point guard. He would be a nice reserve, a vet to have. But I really don't, unless we pull off a trade to get a point guard. I don't know. Just not crazy about nobody out there for our actual team. You know what I'm saying? Gary Payton the second, well, if that was his daddy we was talking about at that same age, then that might work. But he's a nice defender. You know what I'm saying? Corey Joseph ain't bad, I guess, but I really wouldn't want him to start. Alex Burke. They got some guys out there, you know what I'm saying? But Patty Mills, that'd probably be a real good one. I like to see Patty Mills. Keep Kyle away from us. Cameron Payne wouldn't be bad either, but I mean, you start getting to the point where it's like this ain't no different than Jose.
Yeah.
So
DC, I don't know if, not to cut you off, bro. I don't know if Patty Mills, man, is that guy. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's the right guy for you. But
I mean, he got a championship pedigree. Your mic sound a little weird too, man. It kind of switched over. But he got a championship pedigree, man. He come from the Spurs. He know how to win. I'm just looking at it from that. Just a good vet. If he did have to play, you know what Patty gonna give you, man. Patty light it up from downtown. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no hell of a defender, but offensively, I think he could still get buckets right now. You know what I'm saying? Corey Joseph is really solid though. He's been a solid point guard for years. But you start getting into this, it's like that's Jose. Like everybody, Corey and under, it's the same as having Jose, other than Patty Mills to me for the reasons I stated.
Yeah, the point guard position, man, in terms with the Pelicans, if they're looking for a vet guard, or it had to fit the money, right? And then, of course, you do have some salary exemptions we could operate with, but it feels like the Pelicans freed a spot to make a trade. Like they're looking to add another piece they feel like can put them over the line or put them up there among some of the top guys in the Western Conference. That's what the move is being made out like what it is. And like if you look at the free agent guys, I'm like, okay, what are we looking at? But bro, shout out to Randolph, man. And Keeping It Real podcast asked a really good question about could the acquisition of veteran point guard mean a team could be looking to move on from Murray? Now, if you remember, Joe Dumars addressed that, and was it just a bunch of BS? He said that he talked to Murray and he said his opinion that they smoothed it out. So I mean, is that just political speech right there, a little cooling effect, so they can ultimately set up a situation once he gets help to kind of move him on up out of here? I mean,
hey, come on, listen here, guys. We talked to DeJounte, and we ironed some things out. I mean, we're gonna look and move forward. I went down and I talked to the medical staff, and
who the hell is that? That don't sound like Joe Dumars.
We're gonna get everything together, and we're not gonna lose none of our goddamn trade leverage. That's really what I want to say, but I can't say that.
That is not Joe Dumars.
Well, you do them, goddammit.
Just saying, brother. That don't sound like Joe Dumars.
It sure don't.
Go ahead, Lex. You take your best crack at it.
Oh no!
Come on, y'all, good critics. Go ahead and take a jab at it.
Mars, he sounds like a respectable man, and he has himself together. He's not BS. He seems like he's trying to be straightforward, and we've seen that. You can't be honest about that. If I want to trade DeJounte, I can't come out and be like, hey, I'm gonna trade DeJounte. Like I'm gonna just mess up any leverage I got in the trade. Like you can't say that. Yeah, that's true.
You gotta lie about that.
It's the same thing with anybody here. It's the same thing with Zion or anybody else on the team.
Right.
But I really do think you got to understand. I kind of feel like Joe is approaching this like, look, I know what happened with the last VP. He didn't do too great because obviously that's why he's fired, right? So it's like, look, I'm coming into this situation. There's some residue of Griff with the team that he's left behind, right?
God damn, Griff a drug? Let's say he got some residue left of it.
No, but
That's the
you
terminology
understand?
they
No,
use, though.
like as far as
She
problem,
right.
look at what DeJounte Murray was talking about. And if everybody can put their feelings aside, this is what DeJounte went through. This is what he went through. So who are we to say, like, even though it is with the Pelicans, and because a lot of supporters have a strong connection with the organization, because that's what it means to be a Pelican supporter, right? People thought like, oh, he's coming at us. No, he actually separated the two. He separated the supporters. He said this, the supporters and the city from the organization. He basically broke that up into their own separate entities. And a lot of people, a lot of supporters took that personally. And it's like, no, let's go back and listen to what he said. He said, I have nothing against the fans. Okay, we say supporters, but he said the fans or the city. It was really the organization. So are we as supporters coupling what the organization is doing to these players when it's wrong? No. That has nothing to do with, because we talk about it all the time. We had problems with what Griff was doing, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and he was doing that on the behalf of the organization. Was he doing that on the behalf of the supporters? Because I don't feel like he was.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lex. No, go ahead, sweetheart.
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like he broke that up as far as, hey, I have nothing. I love the city. I love the supporters. My problem was with the organization. This is a business. And when business is not, when these guys don't feel like, hey, man, I didn't get this. I didn't get that. I mean, who are we to say like, oh, man, get rid of him? Man, we know good and well this organization ain't 100. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Look, they ain't even doing us right. You know what I'm saying?
You make a lot of valid points, Lex, but the thing for me, where it all changed, and it's just like, whatever DeJounte said, I don't think it really matters. When I saw them draft Jemiah Fears number 7, It's over. DeJounte is on the clock. There's no way you going to keep DeJounte and have Jemiah Fears. Like, that dude.
I mean, you still have to build for the future. But
wait. I'm not done.
Okay.
He do
need development, but he's 18, and you're looking at probably the second best ranked point guard in the first round. You take him with the 7th pick, man. You ain't paying development for too long type of money.
Nah, right, yeah.
So if you're not moving next year, they're moving him next year for sure. Like you can't keep $30 million tied up in the guy. And you just traded for a 7th-round pick, and then you got Jordan Poole too.
Yeah.
Along with Jose Alvarado, like who's a great backup point guard. To be honest, I like Jose as a backup point guard. I just think great contract too. I think a lot of the rotations we put him in with the bench units just wasn't the best, and don't always highlight what he does. And sometimes we rely on Jose too much, man. The way he can't really give you that spark that you get from him off the bench, because you got the man probably started 40 games last year or something, huh? 40, 50 games. He's supposed to be a backup. But with Fears coming here, DeJounte is good as gone. Like, regardless of what he said in the interview, I know he separated the city from the organization. I didn't take it, personally, what I heard him say. I was like, yeah, you're right. But I just looked at it like the organization ain't gonna look at it the same like how we looking at it.
Well, most of those people are gone though. He was talking about what he went through before Joe even stepped into office, obviously, because he's only been this is his 2nd month. right?
But you did hear what Joe said though, right? Before DeJounte went amongst the world and got on a Pivot podcast, which they got a lot of followers, right?
Yeah.
And he let that out the bag. Joe said, if we gonna take his words for what you heard, once he heard that, he reached out to DeJounte and asked him about the transfer. So this obviously was never a conversation between DeJounte and Joe before he heard it on the podcast. So that to me right there let me know everything I need to know. It would have been different if they talked about that and he's like, yeah, I knew, he was gonna go in there and express him, and he talked da. But Joe said he heard the interview and he reached out to DeJounte. DeJounte is good as gone. And every stop where he went, you listen to the fans, and it's always the same. They say DeJounte had an issue with something with the organization, and then he get traded. It happened with the Spurs, happened with Atlanta, now it's happening here.
So DC,
I like DeJounte though.
That brings interesting point.
I didn't see it with the Spurs. I mean, what happened with the Spurs? Hold on,
Lex. Let me throw that out there to y'all, because that brings up a really good point about DeJounte Murray's, how he handled the situation. That's very interesting, because a lot of what he said, like we grabbed that interview and put the telling parts. I heard the whole thing, but the really telling parts we posted on the page here for people to check out. But man, he was not mincing words, and I was thinking in my head, that is a conversation that you have with the team. What to y'all perspective, why go that route? Why not go and talk to the team? Why go on the Pivot podcast with Matt Barnes? Is that? Oh no, I mean with what's your boy from Gretna, Ryan Clark? With Ryan Clark, and spew out all the stuff about the Pelicans. Why not go straight to
Clutch Sports?
Hey,
before the obvious answer,
I was like, you want to mute the mic? That's what I was thinking, but I
wanted y'all to hear what I was coming down with, Lex.
Yeah, right. I mean, the thing is that it's a business, y'all. It's a business. I know we ask these questions all the time, but it is a business. Marketing. Nobody has seen DeJounte in a while, so I mean, we haven't been seeing them. We haven't, but I do understand what you're saying. There's other things that play into this. There's a whole lot more that plays into it, but I think from a business standpoint, that may be a factor. But I definitely get it. I'm just not. I just kind of feel like with Joe, he's kind of even keel. I don't think he's putting too much. I mean, obviously, look, he peeped CJ right away, and you know where he is, right?
Right.
Okay. Joe Dumars, he did say that he watched film. He watched a lot of film. He stated that, and that was able to give him everything that he needed. This is a guy who knows the game. And so, obviously, who was the first person he moved? Now, I didn't really agree with Kelly. I actually liked him. But remember what I said, as far as with trading, I know I'm going off the beaten path, but trading BI wasn't about that initial trade. It was about the trade after.
This was a trade after.
There you go, Lex.
But you see what I'm saying?
There you go, Lex.
It wasn't about the initial trade.
There you go.
It was about what the trade after. You lost Bruce Brown and Kelly Olynyk. You got back, what's his name? Bay and
Poole.
Yeah, Poole.
But you gave up CJ too. We pretty much got rid of all Griff shit.
From Kelly, with Kelly being in there in that deal, you got back Poole and Sadiq Bey. I mean, you can pick and choose who we got back for Kelly. I mean, I don't know. I guess what you want to go with Sadiq.
I mean, I don't care how you look at it. I'm glad with the trade, but the thing, what really gets me though, when I see that, I just wonder. It's like, what was really on the table for BI? If Joe Dumars came here and he was able to do that he used CJ McCollum and Kelly fucking Olynyk to get Jordan Poole and Sadiq Bey. And then I look at the shit we got for BI. I'm like, they probably had some real shit on the table for BI that dude was just passing up.
We discussed that. Remember, they said there were offers.
Right.
He turned stuff down. Go ahead, Lex.
But Griff is not good at what he does. And I don't know if you noticed, but don't nobody like him. Don't nobody like him. Like he's not good at what he does. Like if you think about it, what do we really win when he traded? Think about that. I'm not talking about the drafting. I'm talking about the trades.
The CJ trade actually was a win.
The DeJounte Murray trade?
Man, I mean, so far that's a L. It's supposed to be a win.
But hold on, DC. But that ain't just the case. That man getting rid of a lot of people that the octopus sprung in here.
The octopus? The octopus? What you call it? The octopus?
You know what the difference is,
the octopus, Griffin. Didn't it, Lex? Right? This is true, right, Lex? He got rid of Boston. He got rid of Elfrid Payton. He got rid of Reeves. He getting rid of all these guys that the octopus picked.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Look,
it was too nice for Joe.
I know that a lot of supporters have a soft spot for these young guys. Reeves was not ready. Like, if you're talking about, because I see the vision in what Joe is trying to build. And it's nice to see that he does have vision in comparison to Griff. Because I don't feel like Griff had a vision. We talk about that all the time. Mm-hmm. What's the direction? What's the vision? Like down the road, what are we trying to build here? Well, one thing that Joe is talking about, he's talking about, man, we need toughness. We need toughness. We need guys that, that have some grit. Not only that, we need high IQ guys. And apparently CJ wasn't high IQ. I agree with him.
He had a very attractive contract, to be honest with you.
I think CJ I think he do got a high IQ. He's just
no, he over dribbles. That's not high IQ.
Well, he's a me guy when it comes to like.
Yeah, that's not high IQ.
I don't think it's that he don't know. I think his he a me guy as far as scoring.
But that's still up to the coach, though. That's up to the coach.
If you coach, I'm gonna put it like this, Lex. If you took CJ McCollum and you put him on the OKC Thunder team, the Indiana team, Boston, the Dallas team, any of these teams, you really think CJ gonna be out there losing them games? Because I'm gonna see it that way.
Anytime you're around other high IQ guys, you know what I'm saying?
What IQ guys we had?
Hey, like, and you have a high IQ coach. That stuff makes a difference. Like, there were many times where Willie Green was going to CJ, hey, CJ, you're the guy. When at any point did anybody in the chat or on this panel think that CJ was the guy on this team?
Nobody did.
Exactly.
But what's CJ supposed to do, though? Let's know I'm not the guy, coach.
The head
what are you supposed
to do? CJ came from a team where he wasn't the guy on that team. In Portland, he was not the guy. You know who was? Come on, people. He wasn't the guy. Who was the guy? It was Dame. So now you bring him here, and all of a sudden, this dude is, more so on the other half of his career, the second half of his career, right? And you're going to him and you're telling him that he's the guy.
Crazy. Definitely crazy.
And really, it was between him and Brandon, basically. Think about this. That's what was going on this whole time, man. And yeah, I'm still concerned. I like what Joe is doing as far as building this team. For the most part, I do disagree with a few things, but I'm gonna wait. I don't want to jump to conclusions because Doc Ock had how many seasons to butcher it?
5 years. I won't say he was. When it 5 years?
6.
No, 6 years. It was 6.
So that was a long time.
So he had time.
5 NBA seasons, 6 years.
Joe has been up in here for like 2 months. And I've seen on social media people going in, man, what is he doing? It's like, dog, like he's coming into a new situation. He has to reconstruct things in the vision and the direction that he has and his team has. And so there's going to be things that you may not understand, and you have to sit back and just wait. Don't jump to conclusions because you didn't do that for Griff, right?
That's a good word, Lex.
Yeah, I mean,
but I definitely jump to conclusions with Griffin Hills, right?
Okay, well,
so does he say Drew Holiday is a dark horse MVP candidate? I know it was over, Lex. I know it was over.
That was concerning, but
Zion is a supercharged Draymond Green. That was really the one that put the nail in the coffin for me.
Doing too much when look, we dealt with 6 years of no aggression. Okay, no aggression, no toughness, no direction, no vision, right? 6 years. And so Joe comes in, he's been here for 2 months, and he is really trying to reconstruct, and he is really trying to be aggressive, and people complaining. I'm like, dog, he been here for 2 months. Y'all ain't gonna, I mean, has the season started?
Let him know, legs.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, hey, we don't know if you don't know if anything's going to work until you start seeing the product on the floor. And so to judge him on what he's doing, he's brought in some grit and some winners, right? Some champions. Can we agree with that? He's brought that in.
Shooting, defense.
Okay, he's brought in some grittier defense. Brought in Saddiq Bey, defender, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's fixing up. He's trying to work out the kinks with the guards. Okay, now obviously, again, we may not agree with who he's waving and getting rid of, but the thing is, he's trying to change the culture. It's not just like you can't get into your feelings. Oh, I really like Reeves. I really like this dude. I really like Boston. Hey, man, maybe give the man a chance. You know what I'm saying? We talked about how we wanted change, aggression, toughness. We've talked about this.
Yeah, no more punk ass Pels. That's
right.
Yeah, he ain't being no punk.
I think. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying, hey, let's wait and see. Give Joe a chance. Like I said, I wasn't sure about the Jordan Poole, but you know what? I stopped myself and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. Maybe there's something that let me see it all come together, because it's not all together, right? It hasn't. Not everything is together, but that's what they're doing.
What you don't like about Jordan Poole, just out of curiosity? Because I actually see the vision on that, and along with Troy Weaver was over there all year with the Wizards, so I kind of think they know something, that most people don't know about Jordan Poole. And he had a big big bounce back year, especially towards the end of the year. The dude was putting up 38-point bombs. And
I mean, unless you go to the stats, you really didn't see it because, I mean, he was with the Wizards. The Wizards weren't doing great. But
he single-handedly beat the Denver Nuggets 2 times basically by himself, but having huge hands.
I didn't watch the Wizards games.
DC punch.
I just didn't. So I'm gonna be honest about that. But I don't know. That's why I said I didn't jump to conclusions. He's not my favorite thing, but because to me, I feel like he's immature. He does stuff sometimes. He be in himself. To me, he's almost like a younger version of CJ. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know. Maybe he has matured. Maybe he has learned, because when he was with the Warriors, he was around a lot of talent. He was able to do a lot of things, and he looked really great because he was around a lot of talent. And the attention wasn't on him. The attention was on Steph. The attention was on Clay. The attention was on Draymond. And so if the defender is choosing between Jordan Poole and Steph, who you going to? Who you most concerned about?
I think he's way better than CJ, to be honest. CJ ain't won no damn championship.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, like,
I don't think I don't think we've seen the best of Poole yet, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I mean,
he on CJ level right now, and he's still gonna get better.
That's what I'm saying. I still think it's a proper system. that he can potentially grow into something a lot grander than what we've seen. And like from the family members in the chat mentioned that Poole looked really good last year for Washington. He really kind of stepped his game. The first year was transition year. The second year with Washington, he really kind of stepped up. But then Washington is a basketball sewer of sorts. He went there and shined a bit, and despite all of the stuff that they got going on. But in the end, like I said, I think it's room for him to get even better. And I agree with you, Lex. I think the moves that Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver are doing is they definitely have toughness and IQ in mind. That's something they repetitively talk about. That's built in the DNA
and they're
of Joe
supporting
Dumars.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
two guys too.
It's not
That's
just
right, DC.
talking about it, but it's putting the action behind it, and that's what I'm looking at. When we heard Griff talked about it. Well, he was talking about something.
He was talking about organic, sustainable winning.
You know what I'm saying?
Substantially.
The action was not there. I don't feel like Griff was trying to win. I don't feel like he was ever trying to win.
Why you don't think that?
I mean, really?
He was Lex. He wasn't going to win. It was never going to happen. But he was trying to win. He wanted to win. Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. So he's not
trying. That ain't how you win.
His way. Yeah, exactly.
I get what you're saying.
If you look at the meat of what he was trying to do, it's like, dog, you're not trying to win. Of trying to win your way, and your way's not working, then you're not trying to win. You're bringing the whole situation down because he wanted absolute power. I mean, he had more of that dictator type approach to all of this. He wanted to, again, micromanage. He had his hand in everything, like Big Q always talks about. So when you're looking at things like that, it's like, dude, you have to delegate. You can't have your hand in everything, especially if you're not an expert. You're not an expert in this department.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you delegate. You're overseeing things, but you have to delegate. Okay, look, I am not a medical professional, but you know what? You're great in that department. So I'm gonna let you do that, and I'm gonna trust you because I hired you to oversee this department. That's why you delegate. CEOs, that's why they have financial advisors and they have supervisors and administration and secretaries. They're not doing all that stuff. They delegate. They hire people in those positions. Okay, you know what? You are a great secretary. You can help me with my organization and things and meetings. They're not doing all that stuff themselves. They hire people to do that stuff. And they trust them.
This is, and we talked about that a lot, like the difference between the last person and the person that we got now running the team is the fact that the identity that he wants to establish with this basketball team is something that was built in his DNA that he won as a champion, as a player, and as well as the same mentality that translated to him getting the championship as an administrator. So, I mean, the guy's been to the promised land several times. The Pelicans have yet to get even close to that. That type of, using, that kind of consistent winning or that respect as an organization that's eluded us because of the dumbass decisions we've been making with personnel and coaches and all this other kind of stuff. But Joe Dumars he comes in here and he has that mentality. That's the thing that is very consistent about Joe Dumars, is that he realized that the Pelicans were soft. Willie Green called him soft, and Willie Green made him soft. So did David Griffin.
Yeah,
so
but we still got softness in here because that dude is still present. We got to kill off all the softness. Get rid of the softness.
He's from Detroit, Lex.
That flower patch.
The Motor City.
Shoot.
Because Waters get to what, Lex? A green dollar.
That boy from Detroit.
Willie can do it.
I'm just saying.
Detroit,
Wyoming.
He ain't from Detroit. You know what? Everybody that I've seen from Detroit, with the exception of him, all sync up except for him.
Detroit Mercy. That's what I'm talking about.
He don't match. You right. You right about that. You right about that. And some
Detroit Mercy.
Are you okay, big?
I'm saying it's funny. Detroit Mercy. I mean, just think about it.
I mean, that's what he played though.
Right, he's a tough guy that's merciful. That's really. But I'm gonna tell you. Wait, hold up. Y'all not gonna say Willie not tough. Huh? You know why? I can tell you why Willie tough. You know why, Lex?
You know what? I can hear
Willie's superpower. Willie's superpower.
He don't have none.
Yes, he do.
No, he doesn't. What?
It don't benefit it as a coach, but his superpower. No, his superpower is to endure. He can just lose and just keep losing and keep losing and be killed. That's a superpower.
That shit ain't helping this year. You
I'm
can forget that
power. He just turn the cheek and just turn the other cheek and just keep on turning cheeks.
Are you ready?
He could turn cheek right out the damn door. Joe Dumas is not gonna play that shit, man. But you doing these moves and doing all this kind of stuff, and you mentioned yourself, a lot of the people that they brung over here, the transitions that they made. You bring in DeJounte Murray. You made a great point about the fact that the Pelicans took Fears at 7. Another pick last year, 26th pick, unprotected the land Queen. So you have guys here who Joe Dumas said these guys are impact guys. He has every intention of making sure these guys play to help this team win this year. So we all know that Willie Green is only here because of the graces of the owner of the team.
We got to do it right, Big Q. We got to do it right. You ready for the button?
Okay, hold on.
Come on now.
I gotta set it up straight because I ain't been doing it in a while. Okay.
I know. That's why I'm waiting because we got we got a recommendation of it.
Okay, hold on. I gotta find it. I gotta find it because it's been a while. All right. Okay, hold on here.
Don't go Stevie Wonder on us. You know what I'm saying? Find it. Open those eyes. You got a little bit more swag, a little bit more sway with it.
I think they want to hear you say something, Lex. Why is Willie Green still here again?
Hold on, I'm trying to find the
that's
damn
why
button.
we waiting, DC.
I'm trying. Did I erase it off of here? Where the hell did it go?
Oh, dang. You know what, DC?
Oh, I got it. Here you go. Here you go. Okay, Lex, you ready? You ready?
All right, yeah, we ready?
Come on. Yeah.
Okay. He is still here because of the secret contract.
All right, Lex. All right. She still got that evil voice. You're supposed to hit it again, Q. Come on. That's enough, man.
And get rid of that secret contract. We rebuke it in the name of Jesus.
What are we rebuking, Lex?
All right, let DC get one, Lex. Go ahead, DC.
The Pelicans are gonna be so awesome, man. And they will be even better when we get rid of the secret contract. God damn! All right, let's move on, man. Let's get the conversation going. We just been ranting for the last 2 minutes.
It's been a while.
Until he's down, though.
I'm rusty as hell. Y'all ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry.
No, you did great. It was on cue.
Oh, good. All right. Give us a round of applause. All right. Come on.
You was on cue.
All right, so listen.
Black Preacher Man said Willie ain't making the past 20 games. We ought to have a bet on that, man.
I mean,
let's make this a reality, man. How many games really make it to?
Let me put that as a question to the fans.
We got to speak in absolutes as if we know he gonna get fired. It's just a matter of when.
Look, before the first game.
Damn, Lex. I mean, I don't think that can happen. They ain't even took Corey Brewer on the test drive yet, Lex.
Playing with force.
I got to coach the summer game team, bro.
Playing with pace. You know, I'm not trying to hear that stuff. I'm not trying to hear it.
Yeah, this is something that.
What the hell was that?
I'm asking this right now. I'm trying to. How do I phrase this question? How many games do Willie Green have? How do I phrase this poll question here?
I say 25.
And
that's too many. But he got 25.
Who do y'all think's gonna start? Because I thought this was interesting.
Right there. That's Jordan
No,
Poole.
that's who they said. I said y'all.
That's who I think gonna start. I think it's gonna be Jordan Poole, Herb, Trey, Zion, Yves. Uh, the only thing I think that could change that is if we absolutely positively see.
Wait a second. Was there a game on tonight?
Yeah, they got the Utah and Philly
Oh,
team right now.
see, I had just gotten home.
But the only thing I think that could absolutely change that is just a monumental leap or just unexpected domination from Derek Queen. I think he could leapfrog some people and make it to the starting lineup, especially what we gave up for him. I'm not sure how good Jordan Fields plays. He would have to look like John Moran or something for them to consider starting him. But I don't know. I think that's the only thing that could change the starting lineups. In my opinion, I think it's already set.
Yeah, Poole and Herb right now that because Murray ain't gonna he ain't gonna be ready until I don't think until 2026. He's not gonna see any meaningful minutes well until I think into 2026 early on. Getting Jordan Poole, he makes a good chunk of change, and having Herb there gives a scoring and defense counter to our backcourt. Obviously, Trey and Zion's there with Yves. We can even see a lineup with Queen eventually, but I think sooner or later they're going to mix and match. It's going to be interesting to see how he employs these guys because they got some punch with some of these guys. Now we haven't heard, and sooner or later we'll get kind of updates later on in the off season, right before the season come in, about what's going on with some of these players, like Sadiq Bey. We know he was out all last year. Is he ready to go? We seen footage.
Herb and Trey ready to go. That'll really change the lineup.
Right, Trey Murphy and Herb had issues and stuff. How are they good to go? And we'll get more of a crisper timeline in terms of some of our starters, man, to get in there and make things happen. But let me ask y'all this, and feel free, family in the chat, do us a service. Number one, hit the like button. If you're not a sub up to PPR. Hit the sub button, man. Let's talk Pels tonight. There's also a poll in the chat for the family members. I want y'all to kind of get in there and let me know what y'all think about it. Because how many games do Willie Green have to get fired? What we meaning is how long is the leash? Do you think
it should be like negative 80, right? Negative 82, because he should have been fired already.
Okay, well,
yeah, I agree.
So in terms,
he should have got fired after the Thunder playoff series. He should have been fired.
DC, there are 4 options.
I want him.
You got negative 82 on that?
There's no negative 32 on that.
You got to put negative 82 on that.
It's 10, 15, 20, and 25.
The next this coming season.
Jaden, what's up, Jaden? Jaden say 1 game. So I mean, he's very short. They're gonna, but listen, Joe Dumars is gonna give Willie Green an opportunity to keep his job.
You are a good one because I don't even want to see him for 1 game. I don't. So, I got enough games of that dude.
All right. Okay. Let's move on. Get out of here.
Well, shout out to the fam, man. Y'all hit the like button.
Man.
Jaden, we got Jaden in the building. Michael, brother Don, Knox Villain. Good to see y'all. Shout out to the faithful. We haven't seen you guys in a while. Black Preacher,
Raven.
Man, Pelicans, Nola, Jessica. Shout out to the queens out there as well. Big ups to you, Corey. What's happening, my brother? How you doing? Slim.
Thank you on Black Friday again.
Lou, what's up, Lou? Jose, how you doing, sir? Good to see you too, man. That's right.
Oh
Philly, Nardi. Shout out to y'all, man. Good to see y'all in the building as well. Who else we got? And I won't leave nobody out. I think that's everybody. KB Free 68. How you doing, sir? Much love. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of y'all. Who that daddy? I see you, my brother. Appreciate you for being in the stream as well, man. If I didn't get you, man, give me a gold Pels and I will give you a gold Pels back. So shout out to us. Stacy as well. What's up, my brother Stacy? Lionel, how you doing, sir? Appreciate you as well for being in the stream, man. Much love. All right, and let's move to this because we talked about the past. We talked about the current. I agree with you, Lex, on affording Joe Dumars an opportunity to get this straight. Now, a lot of changes happen. Except for one of the main things we talked about. We done beat that drum. But let's speak to the terms of toughness based on the moves. And I know it's still early on. Y'all in the chat, y'all feel free to chime in as well. Let us know. Based on the moves that the Pelicans have made, significant moves thus far, do you guys believe that the team currently constructed is what degree of toughness is it? Are we tougher than what we were? What do you guys think? How tough is this current edition of the Pelicans right now? If you had to
giving it a number from
1 to 10.
1 to 10, I would say last year we were like a 2. So now I think moving forward we're more like a 6 to 7. They still. And that number can change during the season because the way things are going and the way that they handle issues with the new culture fit. Like we got some tough rookies. So, whatever weakness we got in guys that are still here from the previous, games, I think looking at some of these young guys and how hard that they are, because when I look at Fears, I've been watching, he's got like a little docuseries and all type of stuff. He kind of filmed a lot of his whole career in high school and everything going to Oklahoma. And you can just tell, man, that dude been playing with groom and, he's always poised, calm, under control. And then you look at Queen, I mean, you can hear how he talk, man. And I'm going to tell you something. I've been out there in Baltimore when I was younger, and I played basketball out there in Baltimore. Man, Baltimore is a city full of hoopers, man. They get down. And when we was in, some of the gyms, I'm 24 out there playing. Man, they had 12 years in there cooking grown men. And they end up playing with grown men at 12. Like, this is normal in Baltimore. If some of them like that. They got some kids out there be special. And Derek Queen seemed like one of them guys, man. So when you get players like that and they come from tough cities and you looking at them and seeing the upbringing and they've been outside in the city, they was hoopers and that's all they did was hoop. But they was out there and you see it in their game. Like they don't have fear. They don't back down from anybody. And you got rookies coming in like that. So you add that with bringing in a Kevon Looney. And shout out to Jordan Poole, dog. No disrespect, but I can't add you to that conversation for other reasons. But Sadiq Bey, not sure how tough he is, but really leaning on Kevon Looney. Kevon Looney ain't no pushover. And he was a guy doing all the dirty work, for the Warriors. We always knew Herb had that toughness. To me, Zion has that toughness, but it's almost like he puts a lock on it. Like you kind of gotta make Zion mad. You know what I'm saying? Like make him play angry or unleash him or whatever you want to call it. Like when he gets out of his little regular game-to-game thing and he decides to turn it up a notch, man, there ain't a more physical player in the league. And I mean physical every night. Don't cry, don't whine, don't complain. Shit, we still kind of getting ours out. Like, man, you gotta. Well, I want you to be a flopper, that people like, you gotta sell that shit a little bit, though.
Yeah, just throw his damn head back more. That's all they gotta do. That's what gets you to go.
They the shit out of you, bro.
Just throw your head back.
So
that's what they do.
Right. So you looking at that, man? I'm thinking about the roster. I don't think I'm missing anybody. Yeeves don't come off to me as no pushover. He just he's new to basketball. You know what I'm saying? Dude come from Africa. What is it? What city does he come from in Africa, man?
Isn't he Congolese, if I'm not mistaken?
Congolese or the Congo?
Let me know. Y'all let me know.
Anyway, man, it ain't for the weak for some of them guys, man. They coming from over there. The conditions they didn't play under. So I think we got a lot of elements to be a very tough team. Then we got Joe Dumars leading the ship and Troy Weaver, and we're gonna see with his imprint, just the day-to-day stuff, putting that Cameroon. Right, yeah, there ain't no pushover, city, you know what I'm saying? Right. So you're gonna see what Joe Dumars adds or what little things he sprinkles in. I'm sure our practices may change a bit, or just some of the subtle stuff that we do that the president of basketball operations is going to put his imprint on. They didn't already win there and tore down all them happy-go-lucky ass phrase words. Right. We got one goal up there. They got all that weak ass shit up out of there.
That's right.
So we already seeing it. I give it a 6 to 7 because I think it's still a process in the making, and we still got to purge some of those demons of last year. I'm sure the players have to break some bad habits from what we had last year. And moving forward, I think it could be a lot better, depending on how they have the season. But the other 3 points is definitely a knock for Willie Green. But I don't know what damage I'm controlling. But, feel free to point that out there.
That's a classic DC nickname, bro. That Dan remembers. DC equals damage control. That's what we dress as, just classic throwback, dog. So that's all that is, bro.
I wasn't looking for your explanation, but
you asked me what damage.
No, I was talking to Dan, but thank you anyway.
Okay. All right, so anyway, let's move the conversation. Let's talk about this whole thing going on with Jonathan Kuminga. There was some stuff, some various reports coming out that the Pelicans had an interest in Golden State Warrior forward wing Jonathan Kuminga, who's a pretty fascinating player, kind of has his spots at times when he played for the Golden State Warriors, incredibly talented, kind of inconsistent in terms of it's kind of weird how the Golden State Warriors relationship is with Jonathan Kuminga, being that he has all that talent. But in the end, they can't seem to come to an arrangement with him. It's still a possibility that something's supposed to happen. But there is banterings that several teams are interested in picking up Kuminga to add to the Pels. Let me get y'all guys' thought process on adding Jonathan Kuminga. It'll probably have to be some sort of sign and trade that the Pelicans are looking at. Would this be a good move in your estimation for the Pelicans to land Jonathan Kuminga? Lex, you want to go first on this? Lex,
what was the question?
Is Jonathan Kuminga from Golden State is a good move for the Pelicans to trade for here?
I don't know. I think it depends on who you're moving. Because knowing the Warriors, because one thing about Jonathan, he was not starting. Like he wasn't a starter. And I know that the Warriors are probably going to want a starter back for him, which does not make sense to me because he wasn't starting. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of like Trey Murphy. Like if somebody was injured, he would step in, but because for whatever reason, whatever was going on, they would pull him out and kind of like, just he wasn't getting the reps. He was on the bench a lot. So I'm not sure, like, as far as like, are you talking about giving up a starter to get him or someone or some picks? And because I think that's where my problem is like, who are you because I feel like the Warriors are trying to get a starter for him. And it's like, nah, dog, nah. The way that y'all were treating him, because I don't know the whole situation. I'm not going to act like I do. But it's like, hey, man, no. This dude was coming off the bench. He was coming off the bench. He was a bench player. So you can have somebody off the bench, but not a starter. No.
Yeah, I think with some of the people throughout there is the fact that the Pelicans would they were talked about if Golden State did make a move to send Kuminga their way, it would have to be draft picks as well as a starter, maybe two guys. You throw in a starter and a role player off the bench to pull in the trade with him. And the Pelicans are obviously still out there looking. They're obviously out there still looking for another piece to add to whatever it is, and based on whatever Joe Dumars is attempting to get. To me, I don't know what the Kuminga thing doesn't make sense to me personally to add him here. But in the end,
I can get with that.
Right. So, yeah, a lot of people are against it. Yeah. And of course, y'all know in Jessica's rights, not on her, that's going to be probably the person that they're going to want. DC, you want to chime in on this topic?
I could see a world where Kuminga will work really well. But for what the Warriors are asking, it don't make sense because it stops everything you're gonna do long term when you start giving up all these first round picks. Let's say even if you did give up that move Herb and all, and the Pelicans are good. 2 first round picks though. If we moving on from Herb, man, you need to be getting something major, and that ain't it. And then, all right, then you gotta turn around. You gotta pay this dude. Are y'all taking DeJounte Murray?
They're not gonna take Murray.
If I'm giving you 2 first round picks, you better.
They're not gonna do that.
Well, it ain't a chance in hell.
Maybe if I don't think it was healthy, DC, this might be something that would make sense. To get
it would be very good for the Warriors. Like DeJounte would be a perfect player for them. Somebody who could be a little more on ball. They kind of need that right now. You know what I'm saying? Steph got too much of that. You got the little prize kid over there. He all right. But they lacking in that department, man, on ball creation to me. But I don't see a world where what they want and what we have to give up for Jonathan Kuminga benefits the Pelicans. He just move on from that and forget it was ever a thing. I don't ever see him being like some dude that's the face of the league, guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him being anything besides maybe a 2-time All-Star, at his peak. And that ain't worth $30 million for us, to me. And you're not like, if his game was what it was and he was like some type of 3-point savant and, you give us some defense and all-around player, it makes sense. But for what he is, it's not that he's not a good player. It's just, it ain't worth it for us at all. It ain't even close. We shouldn't even consider it. And the more I listen to it, I wonder if we ever were considering it. And it has me second guessing, a lot of things I hear about the Pels because right now, man, we got a PR black eye. Like people just throw our name around and shit just to get stuff rolling. So that might have never been true.
More.
Go ahead, Lex. What you say?
I was saying that it would have been nice to have gotten Cam Whitmore. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
I like his motor.
Big Q kicking himself because he's going to be supporting the Wizards now.
Yeah, that's funny.
This officially became the Washington Wizards post-game report. Is that what's going on, DC?
Cam Whitmore is your guy, bro.
I like Cam. That's what I was saying.
I know you had a Rocket shirt on last year and your Pelican shirt.
Nah, not really, brother. I don't bleed them colors, brother. But we seen the trade. 2 second-round picks the Washington Wizards sent to land Cam Whitmore. That was a trade that happened today, y'all. So Cam is with the Wizards along with CJ and Kelly and all these other people. I thought Cam Whitmore is a hell of a player, but 2 second round.
Uh-oh. What happened to you?
I don't know. Some crap going on in this crazy software.
Don't pray for it.
So switching my mic back and forth. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's switching me between my camera mic and my actual.
Uh-oh. We still can't hear you. Technical difficulty.
All right, there we go. I'm back. Yeah, sound all right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So anyway, what I'm saying that they're 2 second-round draft picks, and it took for the Washington Wizards to get Cam Whitmore from the Houston Rockets. So he's now with them as a good young piece to build with the rest of the young players like Alex Sarr and Bub Carrington and these guys and Kashawn George and Bilal Coulibaly. So, I mean, you have a few people that they got over there. Just need coaching to get them together. But outside of that, what's interesting, man, is these draft picks we picked up. There were some interviews, fam, some one-on-ones that was done by Pelican reporter Andrew Lopez that gave a little insight on some of our first-round draft picks, fam. Let me play those for you guys, and so y'all can hear some of the thought processes on Jeremiah Fears, the spunky, super fast, aggressive point guard the Pelicans picked up, who's obviously is going to be the future of the team, as well as the big man Derek Queen, we're gonna play the interviews, man. They're not very long. And also, DC did sent me a interview from Willie Green. Willie Green did one right before the draft, and I'm gonna play a little bit of it just for the family members that might hear it. So
Lex gonna love this shit.
Okay. So anyway, we're gonna start off with Jeremiah Fierce, man. So y'all can hear what Fierce. Nah, Lex.
Have y'all seen The Last Holiday?
What has this week been like for you from being in Brooklyn to coming here? What's everything been like?
It's been super dope. It's one of those experiences you'll never forget in your life. Just being able to go through the whole process. Obviously, every kid dream of kind of getting to this point. So it's one of those things that you write down and that you dream of, and finally being able to accomplish something like this has been amazing. I took a lot of pictures, a lot of videos, definitely to save it for the future, show my family when the time is right, and just something to keep for myself as well.
What was that moment itself like? You hear your name called, Adam Silver is up there.
With the 7th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Jeremiah Fierce from the University of Oklahoma.
Just walk me through that moment.
Man, it was crazy. It was a little bit of relief.
Yeah.
Just sitting there, you never know who's gonna call, what team's gonna kind of take a chance on you. So hearing the Pelicans call was super dope. I remember my agent, he told me like, yeah, we going at number 7. So just dropped my head and I'm like, only God can tell like what your story is gonna be. So just continuing to keep working, and I know this is only the beginning, so I'm super excited.
How much, I mean, right now you should be getting ready for your first year of college. You reclassify. What went into that and saying, hey, I'm ready, I can do this, especially doing it in the SEC?
Yes, sir. Just my confidence. I believe in myself more than anything in the world. So just continue to stay confident throughout the good, the bad. There's gonna be a lot of bumps and bruises along the way. So continuing to stay confident was one of those big things for me, and going in there and trusting myself. Like you said, I was supposed to be a senior in high school, so stepping on the stage like that is a big stage. So you definitely gotta be ready and be prepared for what's about to come. So, but continue to stay focused on the main goal.
And for all our Pelicans fans out there, may not be familiar with your game. Why don't you describe your game right now?
I would describe my game as somebody that's creative, unique, shifty, and somebody that's gonna get his team involved. It's definitely gonna be a show. Every game, the Pelican fans are definitely gonna be in the crowd. A lot of oohs and ahs, and getting the team hype, getting everybody hype.
It's
A lot
gonna
of
be
dunks
super
from Zion,
dope.
a lot of great passes from my teammates, Derek Queen, Jose, DeJounte. It's gonna be just a great season. I feel like we all gonna bring a lot to the table, and we just kind of here to shift the culture around and shape everything.
All right, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. That's the super
Nah,
dope.
man, I think to have zero fears is super dope, man, for real.
Shout out to Jeremiah Fierce. That's all.
Yeah, I like him, man. I think we're gonna look back on him, and I think he has all-star potential, man. We'll watch him and just see what he was able to do as a rookie, man. Do y'all know that Jeremiah Fierce, first of all, he was supposed to be in high school, right? Instead of being in college. And when he went to Oklahoma, he wasn't even supposed to be the starter.
That's right.
He became the starter during the season because of how good he was.
Yeah.
And then from that, he took a team that was just I think they had one other good player, man. I forget his name. The other cat. I ain't get to a lot of him in Oklahoma. I'm looking at a lot of his high school stuff right now. But they had one other kid, one other young man. I'm talking about kids, man, dudes in college. One other young man on the team in Oklahoma that was possibly, an NBA prospect or could have went to the draft. I'm not sure if he got drafted. So Jeremiah Fierce took them to March Madness pretty much on his own. And then we look at his assist numbers, and you see he got like 5 assists a game. Man, watching this dude highlights, man, if I had $1 for every time I seen him drop a dime and the big man missed. And he might run over there and get the goddamn tip and then rebound it and tip the ball in too. So it's like he's like got a little bit of a football background, man, with just the physicality that he brings. You see how small he kind of look, but he don't play. It's like the opposite of Kyle Lewis. Like we said this, right, Q? Looking at him, it's like everything that Kyle wasn't, that we was trying to get him to be.
That's right.
Jeremiah Fierce is already right now.
That's right. That's the first DC. That's the thing that we talked about. KLG When he wanted to, was explosive. Nobody could stand in front of him. He get the ball and take it from coast to coast, get a layup, this type of stuff. But you had to basically keep trying to push at him to be aggressive all the time. And this guy right here, Fierce, man, he's just a tough mentality. When he's not the tallest guy in the room, but when he goes to the basket, man, and he gets challenged by some of these taller guys, he doesn't flinch at that. So I mean, there's some stuff to work on, just like with any of these players. But man, I'm just really excited about him, man, and to see he's a fast learner, obviously, DC, to see his progression coming up to this point. All right, so anyway,
yeah, I did say that, Tasha, but maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. If he ain't happy to be here and he don't want to be here, we're gonna find out soon enough. But he looked pretty damn happy to be here now when I seen him signing the contract with that big ass smile in all these interviews. So maybe I was just wrong on draft night, but I said that.
All right. Tasha, shout out to you. Let's give you a hand clap because you remember that. Go ahead, Tasha.
Tasha be on me, boy. Tasha be on me, boy.
Hey, can I ask Tasha a question?
Tasha be on me.
And this
hey, Tasha.
And this is what
did I say? What did I say about Willie Green? What did I say about him? just
that's for you, DC,
humor
for
me.
messing up.
What you say?
I said that's for you for messing up.
Big Q, you always mess up. Stop it.
All right, let's move to the next thing.
Yeah, exactly.
We got Jared Queen coming up here. Let's see what the big guy got to say.
I like that name too, Jessica.
Willie.
Look at Jessica name for Peavy.
Big Easy Peavy.
Big Easy Peavy. I like that, Jessica.
That's funny.
Jessica might be on or something, man.
Oh man. Yeah, she said that the name too hard not to be tough. All right, yeah, that's pretty good right there. Yeah, you might have to go ahead on.
Yeah, I forgot about Peavy, man. Peavy do come off pretty tough too. When they asked him about the team, the first dude he mentioned? Just take a guess, Q. Exactly. He mentioned Herb Jones. Man, he trying to get next to Herb and figure out what the hell he doing up his game like that. Smart dude, that's how he gonna get on the court playing defense. He must have studied Willie.
Yeah. That's what Powerful Coach shout out, bro. Says hardest jersey in the league. New Orleans on the front, zero fears on the back. How about that? That's what I'm talking about.
And Joe Dumars is gonna have to go down and check Willie Green to make sure he ain't giving Peavy more minutes than Fears, bro.
Dude, Willie on the boy, he better get it right. All right, here go Derek Queen, y'all.
A good busy week. Still soaking it all in, and now it's just starting to feel real. At first it didn't feel real, but enjoying it all at the same time.
What was the first, it's starting to feel real moment? Was it when you put the jersey on out there a little while ago?
No, probably when I woke up probably when I was flying here, actually. Yeah. I was like, wow, I'm really in the NBA now.
What, just the work to get here and the season that you had, and kind of walk me through. You come in with a bunch of guys from Maryland, you're able to kind of to go where you wanted to go. Not as far as you maybe wanted to go in the NCAA tournament, but from there to this, how hard was that to kind of process to be like, we're making it here?
It was hard, and also it was kind of boring because because you're just getting ready for workouts and combines, just working on your game, not really playing against nobody because you don't want to risk no injury. So you're not playing, but you just doing what you've been doing all your life, shooting, dribbling, defense, working on your game. But after combine, once you started getting into workouts and you hooping against each other, now that's when the fun start. So it was a mixture of both because everybody want to get here, be in a position you want to get in. So you just got to push yourself every day and remember it's always somebody working when you're sleeping or getting food or something.
Right. Let's go back to draft night, the trade. There was some talks of where you were going to go. And I know you've said it before, I think Duffy comes over and tells you what's happening. Just walk me through the moment when you found out that you were going to be a Pelican.
Yeah, I think this was late 11th, right before they called 11th or early 12th when they told me that. And then I started getting messages on my phone, and so I guess everybody started posting it already and stuff. So it was So it was good. It was amazing that I found out because like I enjoyed my visit here, love the people here, and I was like, this somewhere, and it's a great opportunity for me. So I feel like, and I was like, this is a spot I want to come to.
For the Pelicans fans out there who are not familiar with the game, I know everybody's they've done some research, they've looked at some highlights, they've looked at some film a little bit, but why don't you describe your game for the Pelicans fans?
I'm a great ball knower. Like I feel like I know the game really well. Once I adapt to the NBA speed and how people move and understand people, like I feel like I'm be great in this league. I'm definitely here to help the Pelicans win because I feel like I adapt already. I'm family already, so I want to do something good for New Orleans, and like I said, I'm just excited.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, Pelicans, man.
Derek Queen.
Derek Queen. Shout out to the big man.
The man with no filter. No filter. Love it.
That ball got a little Jameis Winston in his personality a little bit.
Man, I don't know about Jameis. But
I'm just saying, bro. Y'all getting that too?
I ain't getting Jameis.
DC Spike rum punch.
I ain't getting Jameis. I get he sound like he for his speaking, he got to work on his speaking a little bit.
Okay, he ain't talking about that, bro.
He a straight shooter, man. That's what I get. He ain't got no filter. If we ask him a question, he gonna have to get some PR training, man. The homie gonna speak his mind. He gonna say it how it is. He don't come off scary to me at all. Like, Jamai got zero fears, and I believe that when I look at him, he don't come off scary to me either. But Derek Queen just talking like he's just uber confident, man. Uber confident. He already pretty much in his mind, he think he gonna be an all-star. Like, you could just see it. His oozing confidence to me. That's what I see. Yeah, he looked like he could be a little bit of a kind of a bully. I don't know. You said Jameis? I don't know, man. He seemed a lot more meaner than Jameis to me. He's like one of them dudes, man. He would be does something, and you looking at him, you like, him? Yeah, him. He's like, him? Nah, he ain't do it. Yeah. He gonna be out there on the court putting buckets on somebody, dog. They ain't gonna see it coming, Q. That's what I see. I can't wait for this summer league game, but I think somebody gonna be chopped liver, dog. Derek Queen, he don't come off to me like somebody who played with this far as basketball, man. He looked like he take it serious. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting from him. And when I watch him on tape, Q, you remember I told you who I said I wanted us to pick with the 7th pick. You remember?
You wanted Queen.
I wanted Queen, dog.
You wanted Queen. Yeah, you was talking the big. At first, you was talking about Malowak from Duke.
Yeah, I was talking about Malowak, and I kind of shifted to Queen. Thought about it.
Right.
I saw Malowak over in Africa taking them threes, man. That's like shit. He could play defense like that. Then I looked deeper in the Queen, man, and figured out he's not that bad at defense like people be saying. Well, he not gonna be able to guard, Jokic, or he ain't gonna be like defensive stopper against no center. And I mean, I don't think we gonna expect him to do that. But you know what he can do, Q?
Yeah.
He can switch. He can do the switch on, Q.
Yeah.
Willie Green is gonna fall in love when he see how good Derek Queen can do the switch on. He's better than EC. Offensive game, great. That's why I was just talking about the defense.
I know, but that's the great thing about the fact that the guy got offense and he got some defensive acumen too. You see the lineup about him and Zion Williamson, man. The idea of like having Queen, and they asked him about him, and about
his locker right next to Zion.
I just want.
They already setting it up, man. They setting it up. His locker is next to Zion.
Yes.
Man, look, Joe know what he's doing, bro. They're not playing. This dude, imagine when we had. It may be a lighter version. I don't want to hype it too much, right? But you remember we had AD and DeMarcus Cousins?
Yeah.
They can have that type of thing.
Oh, come on.
Except Zion can't shoot threes.
Dog, don't
You
say
know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, Q, they both have similar skill sets. Zion is more dominant at driving to the paint. You know, his athleticism is crazy. But Zion is a great passer. So is Queen. Queen could face up. Queen got mad handles. Queen is an excellent passer. Man, you could put them two in a pick and roll together, whatever way you want to do it, and run that. And nobody can really stop it, Q. Queen too big. He too big for a foe. And he too fast for any center. Pick your poison with him. And then for his shooting, he get a bad knock on that. He do need to work on it, but he's a way better shooter than like I think people think. Like you can't just leave him wide open on the 3-point line in the corner and think that man gonna miss that shit all night, bro. You know, like he got a face-up game. So shooting off the dribble come natural to him, but catching and shooting, he kind of got to work on that. When he catch the ball, he got like a little hitch or whatever, so they got to clean his mechanics up a little bit. But like if you just dribbling, he'll dribble and pull up into a three on you. So I think I'm looking to see the growth of his game from college, bro. But this dude coach said if Derek Queen was white, he would be the #1 pick. And you know, yeah, bro. When you really think about it and put it in perspective, man, I can't say he 100% lying. Not saying like Cooper Flag ain't that dude. I ain't taking nothing away from him, but majority of people, you know, a lot of scouts, it was Cooper Flag, Darren Harper, and Derek Queen. That was the best prospects in the class. So, anybody who's still mad about us trading this alleged first round pick, I think in two years you ain't gonna remember that shit.
Nah, DC, you make a great point about the pick and roll action with them, but he got a lot of game, a lot of offensive skill, man. Like you watched the tape from Maryland, and you're right, man. It's like if you got an opponent that goes at him, he takes that as a challenge because he already amped up. His mentality is to be, you know, to be the best. He'll try to humiliate you, dunk on you. He pumps his fists. He yells. I mean, the guy is a really good big man with soft touch. Plays well around the rim, and you're right. He should have went a lot higher than where he got picked at the 13th spot. But listen, I just love the versatility that Queen gives Zion, like those two guys. Hell, you can even put have a lineup where you have Eves, Queen, and Zion on the floor at the same time. You have Trey and Jordan Poole. You can it's just so many different ways that you can kind of mess around with his team. And then Queen also provides an insurance policy in case Zion has an issue. Then we still have a talented offensive-minded big that can score for you, you know, situated there as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Pelicans move this stuff around because they got some real good, talented offensive players here in the mixture, and the temperament is there. They're looking for tough team, tough-minded people. Queen, Fears is there. We already know Herb has the mentality, even though if you consider him a sharp knife, he got dulled a bit by the bullshit that we been dealing with for the last several years. But you see the aggression in guys like Trey Murphy, dunking on people and this type of stuff, becoming more than just a spot-up three-point shooter. Now you run him off the three, you're gonna cram it on your head. You follow him, you go to the line, he hits the one. So I mean, it's just there, the temperament, and we get that ID. We just need all other stuff to fit. It's got to work this year, man. It got to. We only got one more piece to get out the way if it doesn't work. So big ups to you guys as well. Lex, I know you've been away for a while. You want to chime in before we get to the next interview. It is Willie Green. So go ahead. What do you think about Mr. Fears and his application in the Pelicans lineup?
Yeah, I feel good. That's all I got.
Man, Lex, I had too much passion. What? Lex is like, I just feel good. We'll move on to the next subject.
Right, no, my bad.
Lex, I gotta play this one for you. Lex, this is for you, Lex.
I feel super
Super
dope.
dope.
Lex,
Super
after you
dope.
said that, Lex,
Yep, I
this
feel
is
super dope.
Lex. This is what I got after you said.
You don't got it. Hey, I came back and said I feel super dope. My bad.
Okay, super dope. Okay, now we back on it now. Okay, all right. So, all right. Here go with.
Do we have to play this next one? I mean, we can continue to talk about Derek Queen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, so that's what it is. That's what's wrong with Lex. She knew Willie was coming next. Oh, all right, I get it.
No, I'm just saying.
That's not super dope. This is not super dope. What's coming up, cute?
Look, it's super. Super cocaine.
It's super repetitive. It's super the same shit for the last 4 years.
Super trash.
He ain't lying.
Let's
Jessica, Derek Queen is not slow-footed. I don't know who said that. They ain't been watching. Yeah, excellent footwork, and he can do fingerballs on the program to an extent.
Nice.
To an extent.
Stein's diet is he's gonna be all right there, Tasha. Don't worry about it. He's gonna be able to. He's gonna cram it and dunk all over the San Antonio Spurs. Okay, we're gonna do that. All right. So anyway, let's get to Willie Green and what he has to say. We know Willie's gonna drop some real serious game, don't we family? Let's hear it.
You know what?
Q, why are you hyping this shit up
what?
like
In this
that?
case, they need to drop that secret contract.
You don't know that you can even attain to get to that level. It was really about the focus. Back then, was, can I be the best high school player? Can I be the best player in my district, in my region? Can I be the best player in the city? And so forth and so on.
Slow it down. Q, why would you talk so fast?
You give yourself an opportunity and you give yourself a chance. But NBA was far away from what I thought I could be at the time. But I knew I was getting better as a basketball player.
Make that happen.
That's what I was trying to
city,
do.
and so forth and so on. And then, eventually, once you get to college, you give yourself an opportunity and you give yourself a chance. But NBA was far away from what I thought I could be at the time. But I knew I was getting better as a basketball player.
You were kind of a legend in Detroit. And then Joe Dumars was also there at the same time.
Who said he was a legend?
How crazy is this NBA life that all of a sudden, like, y'all's worlds collide again, where he was playing for the Pistons and winning titles, and you were playing there in high school and in college?
I mean, Joe he's a bigger legend than I am.
That boy said he a legend.
But that Bad Boys team that he played on, it was truly the heartbeat of the city. They were very similar to the people in Detroit. Hard-nosed, they were tough, they were professional, they like to have a good time. And that was the city of Detroit. And so I grew up watching that team. I grew up watching Joe and Isaiah, Vinnie Johnson, and Rick Mahorn and all those guys. And I met Joe for the first time in high school. He had a place called the Joe Dumars Fieldhouse in Detroit, Michigan, where all the high school camps were, and you could go play kind of like a rec ball. And I had a chance to meet Joe. That was the first time I met him. We had a quick discussion. And then, over the years, I had more interactions with Joe, and it's really cool to see how the life circle works, and now have an opportunity to partner with him here in New Orleans.
When you heard that there was a chance that Joe was going to be hired, I mean, were you like, oh my goodness, I mean, worlds colliding? What was your input there with the ownership when you heard that there was a chance that Joe, a person you've known for a long period of time, that was going to come to New Orleans?
I was excited, extremely excited. Joe, he's a winner, and he's won at a high level everywhere he's gone. And so, I'm really excited to learn what he does from a leadership perspective, how he's going to put his stamp on our team, how we can partnership, because we all want the same thing. We want to put a team on the floor that represents this community, represents this city. We want to win at a high level, and I'm excited for the future here in New Orleans.
Joe did some local interviews with media, including Madeline Adams, who works with me. He was talking about how Zion is the face of the franchise. What conversations have you and Joe had about getting Zion back on track? Because when the Pelicans drafted him, we had high hopes for Zion, and he's hit some mountaintops sometimes, but also he's hit some valleys. Yeah. What's that conversation like with Joe to kind of get one of your face of your franchise, one of the people that everybody recognizes, get him back to where he could be an NBA possible All-Star?
Well, it's just getting back to the basics. It's taken pride and ownership in his ability to be on the floor and lead his teammates, which he's shown he can do at a high level. It's consistently working on the health component of health and conditioning is going to be important, and we all know when Zion's on the floor, he's one of the best players in the NBA, and so our goal is to get him on the floor, get him healthy, and then continue to work on just being simple. If we can do the simple better than everybody else, we got a chance to be good, and so getting healthy for our team will be important. But he spearheads that, and
we want to see the best version of Z on the floor. When we do,
Willie Green been trying to do simple for 4 years, bro.
Last season, I know you probably haven't seen you talk about injury with Zion. I know you haven't seen an injury run like you had last season. And I know how much you love basketball.
Talking about doing the
How
little
tough is it some
things
mornings
since
to
you was
get
a
up when
rookie
it got
coach.
into like March and April and you're out of the playoffs and your roster doesn't look the same as it did in training camp? How do you, on your own mind, get yourself mentally ready every day to go out there when everything seems against you on the floor and off the floor with injuries?
Number one, prayer. Waking up every day and trying to have a routine that works. And sometimes you're thrown into some challenges that you can't control. But what we could control is our preparation. How we go about our business every day, how we get on the floor and teach, watch film, how we practice, the habits that we create for one another. And that was the focus. Can we be a team that's prepared and go out and try to attack each and every game? And I felt like our guys did the best they could and our staff did. And so, sometimes you're thrown into some challenges. And those challenges will prepare you for what's next. And last season was definitely challenging for our whole group. But it makes you stronger. It makes you tougher. It allows you to have an understanding of what you can get through. And then you just try to be better, for the next opportunity.
Training camp, late September, early October. Do you foresee any, I know we had a lot of injuries that you dealt with. Do you think everybody will be ready to roll for training camp? Or is there some guys that might not be ready when we get ready to see y'all go to Australia and everything in early October?
Well, as far as we can see that, most of our guys will be ready for training camp. There could be some room in that space where, guys may be, a few weeks here and there, but we expect everybody to be ready.
I know it's June, but in your own head, are sometimes you thinking about plays, or do you have like a whiteboard at home?
Willie told us Zion was going to be ready. He missed the whole year.
Or CJ or her or Trey. Or you write up plays like tomorrow morning, you wake up, does something pop in your head? How does that
most
work?
definitely. Most definitely. I'm doing that all summer long. I'm thinking of new plays, new ideas, new concepts. And so we're always in constant dialogue. What are some things that's working for us? But my mind is always going.
He was talking about defensive concepts, Lex.
Okay, this is working. Zion, let me write this down. I want to call this. I want to change this. And that's happening all year long. And once you get to the season, you try to make sure that you have a really solid foundation of defense, offensive concepts that you want to run.
You talk about contact with players. Joe said in one of the interviews recently that he had Zion. Had some. I think he went to his hotel. They watched a game. What kind of interaction do you have with the players? Is it just via text in the offseason? How does that go with your guys?
Well, we have some guys that's in, so I'm able to see those guys. Some of our younger guys are in right now. And then I've taken a few trips to go see a few of our players. And I try to make a habit of going to see them where they are, going to watch them work out, going to lunch or dinner. And so I'll make my rounds with try to touch all of our players at some point on the road and go see them for a couple days. And you just keep a really good rapport. You dive into some of the things that they're doing in the off season, talk about life, just normal conversations. But it's also letting them know how much, we care about them, and, I care about their well-being, and just continue to get that buy-in from our players.
I know Herb is an avid fisherman. Have you been fishing with Herb Jones ever?
I have not been fishing with Herb yet, but that's on the books. I don't fish, so I haven't been fishing. But Herb and we're supposed to go fishing at some point.
We're not in practices. We only get to the end usually when y'all are shooting free throws. Do you still find yourself getting out there? Do you think you could still run for a minute or so, like 1 minute, like a quick run?
No, I'm done.
You can shoot some. I can shoot.
I can shoot. I can shoot against some guys. Some of them I can still beat. I won't name names here, but I can still shoot against our guys. But I really try not to get on the floor too much. I'm getting old, and once you've gotten through the NBA and a little bit of football back to attack, I'm gonna keep it that way.
You're in the last year of your contract. Do you even think about that? Is that in the back of your mind, or you don't care? You just want to focus on getting your guys back to good?
Yeah, I don't really focus on that too much. I got a job to do, and I'm excited, and I try to approach that with gratitude and walk in every day and try to attack, the task at hand. And so a lot of times those things take care of themselves.
It's been too supportive.
I'm excited about getting on the floor with our guys when that time comes, and really just trying to move forward, trying to get our team in a good space and win as many games as we can.
They talk about winning games. You've made the playoffs twice.
Yeah.
I know you've had some great moments with this franchise. Is there one thing that sticks out maybe in the playing game against the Clippers? Your speech on the sideline going in that fourth quarter, reinvigorated guys that got you into the playoffs there. Y'all made 2 first-round appearances. What has been some of the highlights in your time here in New Orleans?
Well, that's definitely one of them. Not necessarily my speech, but the journey that it took to put ourselves in a position to be in the play-in against San Antonio than the Clippers, to play Phoenix in the playoffs that first season. What we had to overcome to get to that point. Going into the second season, we have another play-in experience. We end up losing that one. Third season, we get to the playoffs again. So, just having just that journey in general with all of our players and staff, and even last season, we're going to look back on it and we're going to be grateful that we had, we were able to go through that and be able to come out of it and be better. And that's the goal. Life doesn't promise us that we're going to always, reach those goals, but we're going to continue to strive, continue to work at it. And, when I look back, I'm thankful for the journey.
This upcoming season, if we want to see the Pelicans back in the playoffs, what has to be one or two underlying things that have to happen? Obviously, health is going to be the biggest thing. But what else needs to happen for us to see the Pelicans back in the playoffs? And that'd be, if they do make it, it'll be the third time in 5 seasons you as the head coach.
Yeah, we have to move forward to being a team that's super, super competitive, and to bring the toughness and physicality to the game, which we were doing, and we kind of took a step back last season. So those are some things that we want to see from our group. Those are concepts that we'll continue to implement. We're doing it now, and even going into training camp and so on and so forth. But at this point, it's not a lot of talking. We know what we have to do, and we want to take steps of moving in the right direction with our group. We'll get healthy, and then we'll go from there.
Watching these NBA Finals, did you sweat a little watching OKC and how they can go like 10 deep on the court? And you see them every year. This team is a young team, and the only reason I bring them up is because they're on your side, and it feels like they're going to be there for a little while.
Yeah, it's been an exciting playoffs. It's been bittersweet because we want to be there, we want to be playing in the playoffs, but it's been exciting to watch just as a supporter and somebody that loves the game. And it's been highly competitive. It's been fun. These two teams, OKC and Indy, have been going at it. It's physical. Good to see two young teams play at such a high level. And we want to be right there next season when we get the opportunity.
And it's always a talk about the Knicks and the Celtics and the Lakers, all the big cities. This has got to bring hope to people like in New Orleans, where it's the Pacers, Oklahoma City, small media markets, small cities. And it shows you if you build through the draft, you make some trades, it can happen anywhere. Does that give you hope for what's going to happen in the future to see two teams from the Midwest?
Oh, absolutely. It should definitely give all smaller market teams hope and an understanding that we can get there too. You just got to continue to keep giving yourself a chance, and that's the goal for us. It's next season to give ourselves a chance to be there.
Are you excited about going to Australia? Y'all gonna be the first NBA team to go to Australia. Is the family coming? Is this just a straight business trip? How is that going to go in October?
We haven't got there yet. I don't know necessarily if they're going, but we're all excited. We're excited about the opportunity to get there, and it'll be new for us. It's new for Australia, and we're excited about the partnership to be there, to have an opportunity to play 2 games, and so it'll be fun, and we want to take full advantage of it.
Draft night's almost here next Wednesday. Do you have a ritual on draft night? Do you wear the same I know you like to wear pullovers. Is there something that you do for draft night? I know you're not making the pick personally, but you're in the room. But what kind of goes through your mind? What do you wear there? Is it different or anything? Got superstitions?
No superstitions for me draft night. We just want to bring a player in, bring a couple players in that's going to help our organization and our team move forward. But I have no superstition, clean underwear, I wear probably a pullover, and that's it, man. I'm just excited about that time, excited for the young men that we get an opportunity to bring into our organization.
What has Mrs. Benson said? What kind of support is she giving? Because obviously her other team dealt with a ton of injury issues, and they missed the playoffs. Y'all almost mirrored what the Saints did. Yeah. What has Mrs. Benson said during this tough stretch that y'all been dealing with?
She was absolutely great during this time. Extremely supportive. Communicated throughout the whole season.
What?
And
Keep on losing, baby.
To have leadership like Miss B, and it gave me even more confidence as a coach, more confidence as a leader, to continue to go out and do the things that we know we're supposed to do to help our team.
All right, so
can we put a break up this shit shut? What about that when they asked him what he learned from last year? He said he got to prepare harder. I thought you was gonna play that part. That's all we needed to play. Listen, we can learn last year. Well, sometimes, I learned that, we didn't prepare hard enough. We got to prepare harder. It's like, what the fuck?
You mean you didn't prepare harder?
That's what he said he learned. They got to prepare harder.
I'm just saying, the bottom line is who don't belong in this picture anymore? Who's you got the guy to the far right is gone. The guy to the far left is gone. And the reason why Willie Green is here because Gail Benson said don't fire him. She wants to give him a chance.
He's a good man.
He was good as gone. Because David Griffin was going to fire him last year. The reports indicated that Griffin was going to fire Willie Green in a stretch of losing games, and Gail Benson stopped him and said no, and then later on began to talk to Joe Dumars while the Octopus was still here, and then ultimately fires the Octopus, unceremoniously brings in Joe Dumars. But we know this is a trend that Gail does because she did this before with other coaches. So anyway, let's finish up and then we'll get out. Just a few more minutes of this and then we up out of here.
And
why?
It gave you more confidence as a coach, more confidence as a leader.
Why
to
you
continue to go
listen
out
to
and do
this
the things that we know we're supposed to do to help our team be successful.
Man, there's so many other things
I
we
really
could be
appreciate
doing with the rest of the show.
You got the 2 draft picks on in the first round.
All right, DC. Okay, DC says why. All right, DC. We're going.
Yeah, I'm falling asleep. I'm falling asleep over
I
here.
would rather listen to Fears or Queen.
Yeah, let an inexperienced 18-year-old talk, man.
But I wasn't trying to listen to. I don't think nobody was trying to listen to that dude. We already know what he about, and he was lying through his teeth. That ain't even holy. How you gonna call yourself a man of faith and you lying? Chicken, you ain't learning no new plays. If you didn't learn it for what? How many years he been here? 4?
5 years.
5? Yeah. 5 years. You didn't learn it for 4 years? And you talking about learning new plays now?
He said everybody gonna be ready for training camp too, Lex. While DeJounte got a torn Achilles over there.
You know what?
What are you talking about?
Learning some new plays. We're gonna put it in his hands and put the ball in a little bit in his hands. And put the ball in his hands and we're just gonna see what we're gonna get. No, chicken. You can't just bank on talent alone. That is horrible coaching if you're just banking on talent. Like
I woke up in the middle of the night and I thought of a dribble handoff to Zion play. Let me call him.
Gracious. I do not like, man. If I see that play, if I see that stupid handoff, oh my Lord. If I see that stupid handoff.
How about this? Zion, we gonna fake a dribble handoff to you, then run you off a screen and then give me the dribble handoff, huh?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's exactly what he's talking about, DC. That is not a play, Willie.
Willie took one of his previous plays and he added a wrinkle to it and he called that a new scheme.
Oh my gosh. Like dogs. Like all these, they actually have offensive playbooks that you can get offline.
Willie Green woke up in the middle of the night and he said, oh shit, Zion, we're going to run a lot of pick and rolls with you next year. This is going to be amazing.
Oh my gosh, where have you been?
It's going to be an offensive revolution.
Oh my goodness.
They're never going to see it coming. Watch.
Freak nasty.
I hope you have clean underwear on, Jessica. Yeah, he mentioned that. That guy weird, man.
Oh but anyway, my God.
This I had to play it, and shout out to Garland Gillian, that's one of our local reporters covering the Pelicans for one of the local news stations. He gave us that interview, just a little piece to kind of add to it. Because as unpleasant as it is to some of the Pelican faithful, Willie Green is still the head coach of the New Orleans Pelicans. So hearing Woody saying in possibility, could it be something new that happens? Me personally, I will refer to the faithful. They got a poll going on right now. If we go to the poll that was already set up.
Oh, shoot. Well, let me put my vote in.
Oh, I just got it. Another great idea from Willie Green. Hey, I got it. I woke up in the middle of the night. We called John Morgan. We're going to run more flat screens with you, John Morgan. What do you think? It's going to be awesome.
Indeed, bro. So, because this
offensive schemes, you dreaming of offensive schemes, really?
I can't play like it.
That was crazy, man.
Like, yeah, Anyway, Oh,
The poll right now, if the family members listen, man, y'all do us a service at the
I want some BI players with Brandon Boston.
and the share button.
Crazy?
And please refer to the poll. We got a poll in the chat, fam. Answer the poll. The poll is how many games do Willie Green? This kind of actually.
You didn't have before game one. Big
Lex,
two. I mean, I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
No, they're not. He's not going to fire him after one game because you got to remember that the reason why he's still here is
what if they lose by 50?
Yeah,
no, it's not.
I mean, they
if all the players really lock in and they just lose by 50, like 1 or 2 games in a row, they ain't enough to get him fired.
I don't
fire him during the game.
We need to give some ideas to our players, man, so we can.
It's not going to happen in one game. He could lose by 100 points. I don't think they're going to fire him.
You wouldn't fire him if you lost by 100 points?
It's not going to happen.
Right.
Not,
Are we promote? Well, I ain't even gonna answer.
Well, the poll says, and that's what I'm saying, Lex, and y'all can feel free to voice your opinion in the poll. The poll is how many games do Willie Green have to get fired? Now, what I'm saying, I'm not saying that he, so what I'm asking the family is how long is the leash? And you guys, humble estimation, the faithful, how long is the leash that Joe Dumars has in terms of games on Willie Green? What is Joe Dumars' leash on Willie Green in terms of losses that accrue before he pulls the hammer and lets Willie Green go in favor of Borrego? Is it 10, 15, 20, or 25 is the 4 options?
Is feasible, but
the top winner of the poll currently, Lex, is 10 games.
Yeah,
and that's 36% of the family members say that. And I think,
damn.
But what's
so after 10 games, y'all think Joe gonna go in there and say, Miss Benson, I can't take no more of this shit. We got to get him out of here. Yeah, after 10 games.
I mean, what would be feasible would be 20 games. But I think for supporters, we ain't trying to wait 20 games. I don't want to see that dude for 20 games. I really don't. And I think that's why everybody's saying 10, but what's actually feasible is 20. That's probably more feasible than anything.
What does the record have to be in those 20 games to get Willie Green fired?
Because it's a nice handful of games. I mean, that's what, like
I think double-digit
margin of the season, right?
I say double-digit margin. Anything if it's Lex, if it's like 5 and 15 or that type of thing. I think it's got to be like double-digit margin before they say, and the team can't be responsible.
So they got to go on 0 and 10 on to get him out of there?
I'm saying it got to be double digits for them to make up. Because listen, this is the thing. In Willie Green this is going to be an incredibly difficult year because the administration is only forced to deal with him because of the ownership. That's number one. Number two is the team gave up on Willie Green last year. When he called them soft, they gave up on Willie Green. What is his stratagem is go to have dinner. He talked about it in the things like, how does Willie Green get his team back?
Soft calling you soft.
Where the softness?
But I'm saying in the piece, Willie Green talked about that. He kind of said, you talking to the
stop lying. He ain't say shit.
I'm saying he said
Willie Green said a whole bunch of nothing.
He said he's having dinner with the players. Didn't he not say that?
To get rid of softness.
On FaceTime?
No, he said he was going to the houses. He said he was going to their houses. Well, I'm saying, I'm just letting y'all know what
Willie Green was going to their houses and eating with their parents. Keep them niggas was leaving.
Dude, all I'm saying is what the man
call
said.
That dude Charmin. We have Doc and Charmin.
I'm just letting y'all know that how because that's two things he has to overcome. The fact that he's only here because of the blessings of a blind owner. That's number one. Number two is the fact that he lost his team last year. So how does he get the team back? Well, I mean, half of that's already gone. Most of the team is already gone. Most of these guys are here are guys that wasn't here last year. So you got guys that
Trey and
you still got Trey and Zion, obviously.
And Zion, they got to deal with them, and Jose.
Most of them guys was hurt last year, though. You got Zion had some issues.
He was still annoying.
I hear you.
Still charming.
I'm saying, is that a part of the strategy? So, me personally, it's going to be a difficult time for Willie Green, and it appears like Willie Green, from a philosophy standpoint, hell, he's not even.
I think he should be fired just on this. If what he actually said, you thinking that he's saying is correct, him going to the players and seeing what they. I never hear that. I always hear with good coaches. You know what I hear?
It's not about
Coach called me over to his house. You know what you always hear? I went over to Coach's house. I never hear about the coach going to all the players' house.
He has to do that because the reality is he's trying to get them to buy into whatever he's talking about.
You're not going to buy in. You look even weaker.
It's not going to stop him from trying
to buy into Charmin.
All I'm saying is what he's doing.
Look, if the team is Charmin, the leader of Charmin has to go. You know what I'm saying?
Charmin ain't going nowhere unless the owner says it's time.
She needs to go. She's Charmin too.
She ain't going nowhere right now, Lex.
Golly, we want to get rid of all of them.
I really think we should give Willie a chance. He's a nice man.
That's it.
Man,
that's it. He's a nice
man. Self and go do your interior designing.
Is a nice man. That's her.
And your charity work with them daggone.
She did the same thing. The whole thing with Elvin Gentry.
I think he can change.
Elvin Gentry's a nice man. We gotta keep.
What they be telling her like that?
Man.
Because she did.
She didn't give Stein Fischer. She didn't say Stein Fischer was a nice man and give him a chance.
She couldn't stand his breath. Mr. Alatos is in there. But anyway, listen, all I'm saying is this, man. I don't know whether it's not about me whether I agree with Willie Green or not about what he was talking about on that interview. Obviously, in a few months we'll know what's going on. He only so long, like Pac said, fake thugs can pretend, right? So we'll know eventually what's going on. Me personally, I've seen enough of Willie Green to know that one of his most damning commentaries that I make about him is that the fact that he doesn't adjust well. I mean, he's a terrible adjuster. He has a terrible feel for the game, and he has not. And he's whatever he does is not consistent. So how does he get around all that with the pressure on him for people who ain't picking him? If Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver had their choice, Willie Green would not be the damn coach of this team. I know that for certain.
He wouldn't. That's why
they have to overcome that.
Stacey said that he gives him till Black Friday.
Good call, Stacey.
That's a good time. I think that's very reasonable.
That's what he said last season.
I mean, it's realistic, Black Friday, that'll put him around about 25 games or so, 20 something.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's a good call. In the chat, a lot of people want him out of here. 34% of the people said 10 games, but it's a tie between 25 and 20 with 23%. And 15, the option 15 has 20%. So the greater deal is most of the family members that are voting saying they want him out of here fast. The only way he gets out of here is 0-10, starting the season off, and it's just they losing badly. The team is not responding. They're getting blown out by double digits every night. The team looks sorry. People are frustrated. And they'll pull the plug on them in certain situations. Yeah, 10 games, 0-10, and you're looking really bad, they'll pull the plug on you. And no doubt about it, because they got to salvage the season. They got a good coach potentially, and that is the assistant coach. That's why the Pelicans don't want to let him go nowhere. He was trying to get interviewed.
So he's still here?
He's still here. They turned down. I think the Cavaliers wanted him. Mike Brown wanted him. No, not the Cavs. The Knicks. Mike Brown wanted him to be his top assistant. He turned down. And what was the other team? DC I forgot. Y'all put it in the chat because another team, the Pelicans, turned down the opportunity for him to be another assistant because they
really. I don't remember that. I just remember the Knicks. I don't remember
it was another team. Y'all put it in
last year?
The Suns. Was it the Suns? No, not last year. This year was two. I'm gonna look it up. Goddamn it!
I feel bad for James Williams, man.
Look it up.
Man, trapped here because they all want to fight Willie Green.
But it's really funny how he's only good enough to be a top assistant, but nobody wants to hire him as a coach. Do you all think of anything like that? Because I know we've talked about Borrego obviously taking over for Willie, but I'm looking around. How many head coaching jobs has he interviewed for?
At least 3 or 4. I remember it was the Lakers. You had Cleveland, the Knicks, and Detroit.
Did he do Detroit?
Yeah, him and I think Collins too, our defensive coordinator, interviewed for Detroit. The head coaching job too. Langdon over there.
I really think it's interesting how, again, he's just been looked at as, hey, top assistant, but nobody's really looking at him as far as being a head coach.
Well, I said this on the Flash Report, Lex. I can tell you what happened.
Okay.
He going now, and he be interviewing really, really well, right? And when during the interview, he started to get happy. He was like, "Oh shit, I'm actually gonna get away from the Pelicans." And then he started doing dumb shit because he like real desperate to get off our team, and the people start getting scared. He started talking fast and sweating and shit. You're like, oh man, I don't know about James Borrego. I mean, what else could it be? You keep getting all these interviews, everybody talk about his great offensive mind.
Could it be somebody else just interviewing better?
I mean,
I think he's in the interview.
All I'm saying is, why is it that he's only desperate to be a top assistant, but no one's hiring him as a head coach?
Whatever you want, they about to give him regular money and sign him. I do whatever you want. I take $1 million a year.
But we hear talking about him taking over. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I feel like Borrego, what he got out of this team was a whole lot more than what Willie got. In the little time that he's covered for Willie when Willie was sick. I just wish he had more sick days or forever sick days.
I mean, it's got to be a knock on his resume. Real talk, though. She wanted to die. It's got to be a knock on his resume, bro. What's going on with the Pelicans and how the team look. And then it's like, okay, you're this great assistant. Like, what assistant coach do you know becomes a head coach after 21 and 60 season? You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, but you know what? That's a good point too. Remember when I was saying, like, nobody looks good right now.
Right.
When they were going through the whole season. And I even mentioned to you, Big Q, I'm like, look, Borrego, he doesn't look good. Swing Cash doesn't look good. And we always gave them high praise. But it's like you had to start thinking, man, like, this is really bad right now. The team does not look good. The product on the floor does not look good. Nobody is looking good right now. Like, what are you all doing in the office? And so when you start thinking about that, yeah, I can definitely see that, DC. Like, nah, we want to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you talk about Borrego being an offensive mind, right? He's an offensive guru. Where do we see the offensive guru at? Where do we see that with the Pelicans? I don't care. These are professionals on the floor, right? At what time, at any time, did we see that offensive prowess?
That game against Dallas?
No, that was 2 years ago.
That's I got.
I know that game, Big Q. That was not last season. That was 2 seasons ago.
I know, but Lex, that game was so.
He was the head coach.
Yeah.
He was coaching that game. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Jason Kidd said, yeah, we came in here when I saw Borrego was coaching. I was like, oh shit, he's a great coach. He's better than that.
Everybody remembers that. Because Willie don't have a lot of sick days, and it's like I don't understand why you're not getting sick.
That's why Willie to get COVID.
His prayers have been answered.
Why are you not sick?
His prayers have been answered.
Look, the Pelicans are trying to win. When are you gonna get sick again? You know
But that was the crazy part about that, Lex, because they played Dallas. They played
Yeah,
Dallas
they played
with
them
Willie Green
back-to-back.
there, and Dallas mopped them up. Then they played Dallas again. I don't think it was a back-to-back. It was like split days in between, and then the Pelicans looked totally different. I mean, they were running up and down the floor. They were aggressive, and then when Willie Green came back, all that died. They still kept the same pace and played with the same pace, but slowly over time it dissipated.
Take that out of here.
No, they didn't. They played with two pace. They played with two pace when Willie came back. It wasn't the same pace.
Okay, all right. So this is the thing when I'm, that we gonna see. We talked about it ad nauseum. We let this be known about. Everybody knows what Willie Green's thing is, and he mentioned in an interview about the support that Gail Benson gave him. It made no sense to me, but a smart owner would have gotten rid of Willie Green or gave him a job as an administrator, a lesser role if she really wanted the man to work.
I thought they was gonna move him in the front office. Ain't that what they said?
That was a move, but ultimately it didn't happen. I thought that would have been a brilliant move by Joe Dumas to do. But Willie Green has one more year on this.
Give him a Bryson Graham job. Let him go get everybody coffee and shit.
That's right. That's right. So I mean, it would have been interesting and to remove him from the team position, but he better show up or be showing the door this time. Nothing go protect his ass, owner or not. He's full faces of different. They have new teams, new players coming here, draft pick guys that got to get this stuff together. And he is in his 5th year. He's been in the game as a head coach now going into 5 years. He's supposed to know some shit more than what he's been doing the last couple of years. He got to learn to do better than what he is. And I don't think I've seen enough.
New offensive plays, and
That's
he got an offensive guru right there.
We're gonna see.
All right.
We already done seen it. You got an offensive mind right next to your top assistant.
Yeah, but it's a conflict. It's like it's a schizophrenic. It's a schizophrenic system because with his defensive mindset, whatever it is, and Borrego's offensive mindset is not in unity. It's not in unity. It's not.
No,
it's like
it's
it's
not.
conflicting and
It's
nothing's
class.
consistent.
Nope.
Except for Zion being held in his restricted minute. That's the only thing that he used a computer to do that. But all the other stuff is nothing
awful,
consistent.
man.
Nothing consistent.
Man,
So
Grip,
we'll see.
This is last year, Marley.
Grip,
He got 1 year left, fam.
That's it.
Grip
was
It was a 2-year deal.
that.
It was 2 years. It was 2 years. It was 2 years on top of the secret contract stuff we talked about. It was a 2-year deal.
$3 million, I think. It wasn't even shit. It's 2 years, $3 million, right?
They probably the low one of the probably the. No, I don't think he the lowest.
Was it $5 million? It was $3 or $5 million. It wasn't that
between
much.
three. It's between 3
You know
to
what's
5.
crazy though, y'all? In order to go to the playoffs, we gotta have a playoff coach and win, not just get there, but to win, like win a series, go to the second round, stuff like that. You gotta have that type of coach that has that type of mentality. And he just don't have it. That dude needs to go before game 1. He really do. You want to get off to a great start. You know what I'm saying?
Lex,
Like,
it ain't gonna happen, baby.
I know, but it's like, golly, man. Like this is. They were proactive in moving, changing the front office and changing the VP and whatever else Joe did, because he basically cleaned house. But that freak nasty Gail, chicken head, whatever she's doing, with charities and things, that woman she messing up things, man. She ain't dialed into winning though. I can tell you that right now. She more focused on who's nice and who not. Are you ready, Big Q?
Hold on, Lex. I'm ready.
She on that secret contract. Darn that secret contract. In the name of Jesus, stupid secret contract. So take it home, DC.
I can't fuck with you. I can't talk to Lex.
What? You just gotta.
Lex started speaking German. Lex started speaking German.
Our next German secret contract.
She started speaking like Hitler.
Secret
Let me do this. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, man. Pel Nation in the building. Let me hit y'all with this article right here, fam. For this, man. Yeah, P.S. says y'all sound like Murder, She Wrote. All right. Let's hit y'all with this one, of course, today, man. We know the Pelicans signed first round. First round is Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. Pelicans are serious, man. They're serious. Pelicans officially signed their 2025 lottery picks. The team confirmed today, July the 5th. Announced it in the press release that guard Jeremiah Fears and big man Derek Queen have inked their rookie scale contracts. Fears, this year's number 7th overall pick, raised his stock significantly over the course of his first and only college season at Oklahoma. He didn't show up at all on ESPN's 59 player mock draft last November. The former 4-star recruit, who won't turn 19 until October, was among the NCAA's best ball handlers and playmakers as a freshman. 6'4" guard, he averaged over 17 points a game, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and almost 2 steals per game in 34 contests, in which he started 31 of them. Though he knocked down 28.4% of his three-pointers tries per game for the Sooners. Queen, meanwhile, was selected 13th overall by the Pelicans, which was a pick. We know the whole thing with Atlanta, the unprotected 2026 pick for the right to draft the Maryland big man. Queen was highly productive in his freshman season, with the Terrapins averaging over 16 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, over a steal, and a block per game in 30-plus minutes of action across 36 games. He helped guide Maryland to a 27-9 record and a spot in the Sweet 16, scoring 27 points in the loss to Florida, the eventual national championships. After the breakdown of the year's rookie skills shows, Fears would likely earn $7.5 million as a rookie and $34.2 over the course of his 4-year rookie contract. Queen should make $5.2 million in 1 year and $24.4 in total. So that's some of the particulars on the fact that the Pelicans inked both first rounders today. Pelicans serious about winning. Willie Green better get it straight. All right, we're going to give commentary both on Lex and DC before we get ready to roll out. Y'all, what's up, Hotline Bling? Shout out to you, man. Good to see you in the chat. Y'all hit the like button as well, share button, sub up. Lex, DC, floor is yours.
You got it, Lex.
Go ahead, DC.
Well, I mean, we already talked very high praises with these guys. So now they're officially signed. We got them in the building. And this is the first of, hopefully, many years to come with Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. We got Summer League coming up. What is it, Saturday or Friday?
It's the 10th.
Which one. The 10th? What's today's the 5th?
So 5 days from now.
Thursday? Yeah, so it's like Thursday. So they play. I know they got a 2:30 game, man. That first game, and who do they play? They play is the Rockets. We play the Rockets first game. So our first summer league game is, man. But this, at least for us, we're hearing a lot of great stuff about the summer league game tonight. I wasn't able to watch it. Obviously, I'm hearing some of y'all been tuning in, and hopefully, the Pels is just as exciting or entertaining, because I think what these guys do in the summer league in the preseason, can't be taken lightly. They're gonna have to earn their minutes. I actually like that. But for an idiot of a coach that you heard us expound upon for maybe the last 50 minutes or so, they're really gonna have to do some things that jump off the page to force Willie to basically solidify their minutes. And, not have Joe come. Well, you know what? Maybe they should have a regular summer league. Because if they're not getting minutes, then Joe Dumars gonna come down there and be getting their Willie Green ass. Maybe that'll be the first step of him getting out of here. Would y'all be willing to sacrifice them not looking so good in the summer league for Willie Green getting fired? Anyway, guess that'll be like one of the Marvel alternative universe things. Outside of that, you gotta hope these guys do really well in the summer league, man, because Willie Green he has no vision. He don't have no plan. But if you got these young men, they go out here, Timberwolves, that's right. So, damn, I don't know why I thought we played the Rockets. I guess that might be game 5. I thought I saw a poster with KD or whatever for the summer league. Whatever. But,
first game T-Wolves on Thursday.
But if they go out there, they handle their business, man. This is the first step in them being able to get on the court for real meaningful games. And I think we're gonna be excited about what we see. We got a lot of good players, on the summer league team with the roster. Didn't we sign a new guy today or yesterday? They signed somebody else, man. They signed a small forward, man. We know we got Trey when we got rid of Reeves, but they also signed a 6'6" forward. I wasn't familiar with him from somewhere though.
Talking about for the summer league?
Yeah, for the summer league team.
Yeah, we covered that on the flash reports. Let me see if I can pull up the summer league.
Oh, you already covered him. All right. But yeah, man, I don't think you got too many players in the summer league better than Fears and Queen, and they both on the same team.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have an extremely large summer league roster, DC. I think some of them guys, they won't really get minutes for them. They might add another person there, who knows, but they did add a few people. Let me see if I can pull up unofficial.
We got the little Syracuse point guard. You got Trey too, the rookie the year in the G League, gonna be on that team. We got HD from Kansas, 5-year starter, double guy. Got Carlo coming back to the team. Who else am I missing that's on the summer league team, Big Q? PV. I think we got a really, really solid. We basically got a top-notch summer league team. So they're gonna be much worse. They're gonna definitely go into the large rounds for the summer
got
league.
a guy. It's a forward named Titan Anderson from Northern Iowa. Senior, 6'6", 205. He averaged over 15 points a game. Shot almost 58% from the field. 6 rebounds for Titan Anderson, 6'6", 205 guard. Another player was the guy AJ Hoggart, who's a 6'4" guard from from Vanderbilt. 6'4", 220.
How many guards we got from summer league? We got like 7, 8 guards. Huh?
Yes, AJ Hoggart, 9.6 points a game, 5 rebounds. He's from Vanderbilt, 6'5", 220. So he got good size to him. So yeah, these are some of the guys the Pelicans putting in there. DC, I don't know what you're doing, brother.
I ain't doing nothing, man.
I'm fixing, bro. DC,
they
not fixing anything.
noodles and shit up in there. DC,
Who on national television, Lex? Us?
DC up in there making noodles.
Pelican Summer's League schedule. Look, ESPN2.
Making a pot of curry chicken.
ESPN.
I don't believe. Can we pull up the summer league roster? Q. I don't think Jordan Harvey is on the summer league team.
He's not.
Yeah. Oh, he's not. Yeah.
I mean, this is third year, man. He ain't do.
Hold on.
I get why people want him.
It's not an official roster listing right now. He could be added because I don't see why he wouldn't be on the summer league.
Well, with them trading Antonio Reeves, he's pretty much locked into a spot unless we trade him.
This is true. I mean, it does kind of, but you still have other guys that'll be.
PV got to be, trying to take it from him because he a small forward, but he could probably play the shooting guard spot for defensive purposes.
Yeah, this is the unofficial one right now. Titan Anderson from Northern Iowa, Hunter Dickinson from Kansas, the center. Jeremiah Fears, AJ Hoggart, we just talked about him from Vanderbilt. Chase Hunter from Clemson, that's another guard. Mika Peavy and Derek Queen.
Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna go with.
As soon as DC finished stirring his pots and making roti.
Man, you hungry? What the hell is roti? What is that?
What the hell roti is?
I don't know what damn roti is.
Okay.
Go ahead and do it. You gonna pull it up and put it up there? I know you is. Go ahead, because I don't know what it is for real.
All right, go ahead. Comment on the summer league roster, because this is unofficial. I'm pretty sure they might add a player or two as we get close. We like 5 days off. Thursday is the first game of summer league. Thursday, July the 10th. The first game against the T-Wolves is a 2:30 game on ESPN2, Thomas and Mack Center. So that'll be the first game. Then a couple of days later, they get the Lakers at the same building. Then 3 days later, they get the T-Wolves, the Trailblazers, 9 p.m. at ESPN at the Pavilion. A day after that, they get the Thunder, 8:30.
That's probably going to be our hardest game. We got a bunch of good young
Right,
guys.
and then it's game 5 will, to be determined. So that's some of the summer league game. But this will be an interesting team, man. Wouldn't it be cool if the Pelicans win the summer league, man? I know it ain't much. We never done it before. To be something different. Definitely.
I just want us to be in the conversation, bro, because to ask us to win it is almost too much. We didn't win shit last year, Q. We coming from a history of not winning anything. I don't think they're going to fix all that just in one summer.
But you're missing the fact that Willie's not head coaching the summer league team. It's Corey Brewer.
Yeah, he's coaching
He's a winner.
the main team.
Right, he's coaching the summer league team, so they could very well win something.
I think you missed what I was saying.
What
No, I'm sorry.
you said?
Go ahead, Lex.
No, you said Willie Green is not coaching the summer team, and I was like, yeah, he's coaching the main team. That's the problem. I'd rather him coach the summer team than the main team. You know what I'm saying?
You need to coach the summer league.
We can make him the vice president of the G League.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
He get fired.
That is a great idea.
So
I think he'd do well over there.
Willie Green can't.
Nobody don't care about the results of the G League. He'd do well.
Out of sight, out of
People gonna
mind.
boo him. They don't want him. Bad coaching is bad coaching, no matter if it's the top
that's
team, the G
true,
League
I'll
team,
take both
college
of them. I
team,
just
high
don't
school
want to see
team.
his face on the main stage. That's all.
You don't have to worry about too long, Lex. So it's going to be a fast thing. I'll tell you one thing. This whole Willie Green question is going to get answered real quick, and straight up. All right. So anyway, this is final thoughts here. Any final thoughts before we close the screen down?
I wanted to just read what Jessica was saying. She said it would be nice for Summer League to win because they watching Queen just to prove the Pels made a mistake. Yeah, there's a lot of eyes, and I really think that's why they have, the Pelicans on national. That's why I was pointing that out. That's usually not something that you see, but I think because the media has been so negative and really just belittling, down in what Joe's been doing with the team as far as even with getting Queen. They're trying to make a point. They're definitely keeping their eyes on that, both eyes, not just one. So in doing that has a lot of attention right now because everybody and their mama been talking about that. Everybody like, man, what are the Pels doing? What are they doing? You know what I'm saying? Now, one positive thing comes out their mouth.
I think Don said that, and I was thinking the same thing. So it was good to hear somebody else bring it up. Don, my man Don Guillory, if I could find his comment. He said we've been being bashed by a lot of the clutch media people. And that's also, when I thought about that could be a link to the whole DeJounte thing and getting him out of here and all of that. Because let's be honest, family, if you don't like the trade, I get it. You can say it's a bad trade, but people don't think it's weird. Really weird that they calling it like the worst trade of the last 10 years in the draft and all of this shit. That is very weird. It's extremely weird. And then they're acting like the Pels pulled off a trade to get a second player, that should have been in the top 5 or top 10 in the draft. And they acting like they went and got somebody that was supposed to be drafted 23rd with the pick that they gave up or something. Or swap. Like that's really how they presented. It's extremely crazy to me. Like hearing them talk about this trade, and they keep harping on this, and they're acting as if Indiana isn't a team that wasn't in the final. Like they're just Indiana for sure. It's just going to be top 5 pick worthy. Halliburton is out, and what's your boy name? Miles Turner left. Like Indiana can't still do enough to be good in the East. The East weak as hell. And then as long as Milwaukee got Giannis, like why is it? To me, they almost position it as the Pels. It's a for sure lock that they was gonna have a top 3 pick that the year coming up. It was like the worst team in the league. We picked 7th. There's no way we're gonna be worse than we were last year. So it's hearing the national media go over that and do all of that. It's really crazy, and I think you might be right. That could be why they put us on, up there with ESPN too. So I guess a national game, but it really just bothers me how everybody's just bashing on it, and they ain't even thought it through. Like they don't even talk about the player that we got, and then you look at the draft next year, and everybody says the same thing. They're gonna be the best draft ever. That's what everybody say about the next draft, and it's gonna be so deep in all of this. And it's almost like we gave up a number 1 pick to trade for Queen. Which if Queen does pan out, which I think the probability of him panning out is pretty high, and he's a great insurance policy. If Zion gets hurt, or for whatever reason, we all are upset, and they decide to move on from Zion. I think Queen is the type of guy that, at the very least, he would be a solid, for sure, starter for you in the front court. So I can't wait for the summer league, for the young man to be able to prove himself and show everybody that he ain't gonna be no damn bust, because the talk behind it is just crazy.
Yeah, that media stuff going on right now is just.
We traded the Indiana pick, Jessica. That's why I said Indiana.
Yeah, the stuff that they got going on, DC, when they talking about, the pick is just, I'm like, man, listen, man, you can't judge that damn pick yet, man, because if the Pelicans get as far as what we think they can get if they make the right decisions, there is no discussing this next year. This only recycles back if the Pelicans are one of the top 2 worst teams. The bottom.
You think if the Lakers are the Boston deal, what we did, would they still say the same?
Yeah, I don't.
Or even Philly.
I don't.
It's any team that's got over 5 million fans. Over 5 million fans.
They probably would dump on Philly, but the thing is, in terms of what I'm saying about the Pelicans, is that we all know that you can't fully judge the pick until we see what happens for the year. To know whether or not all this is premature, because he's definitely a guy, in my opinion, is a top 10 player in the game. But the Pelicans felt like, hey man, we made the decision. What are y'all talking about? Okay, what's his name? The mime. What's his name? DC. What's the man we just got rid of? Bryson Graham. Bryson Graham. If he had to go in and ask, I
thought that was your boy for Detroit now.
No, that's
Bryson was the puppet. He the puppet.
He was the puppet, right? So, what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, is even he had to go back and forth with his guy to figure out what is unprotected or not. Who cares if it translates into Pelicans getting into the playoffs? Who cares?
And my man Knoxville got an excellent point right here, because we all know that they said they were calling every team from 9, starting at the 9th pick, trying to trade back into the draft. Or starting at the 8th pick, the 9th or 8th pick, right? So if it's such a horrible trade and the Hawks fleeced us, right? Why not even other teams ain't agree to take this first round pick off our hands? Why we had to go from 9, 10, 11, 12 before we got to the 13th team before they decided to take it? If it was just such a crazy notion and they checking on the mental health, we ain't even talk about the hit piece that they wrote up about him, clowning Joe Dumars like he might have been sick or retarded or mentally unstable. But they had 9 other teams that they try to fill this trade to that passed on it.
I think it's just a piece.
They point that out, nice brother.
From the Pelicans.
Good job.
Jumping on the Pelicans back. But like I said, man, it's immature and premature to talk about whether this is a bad pick or not without knowing how the end result of the season going to end out for the Pelicans. What if it propels the Pelicans into the Western Conference Finals, where this guy becomes the Rookie of the Year? Then that's what I'm saying. It's just shit that they write on in the draw stories. It's just a way to grab you content wise. I mean, all these people, Nick Wright with his stupid looking ass grabbing his head. I don't believe it. I don't believe what you're talking about.
Birdman. That's all I think when I see him. Birdman. He got that big bird on his nose.
What you talking about, dumbass? You gotta let it play out and let's see how it ends on the opposite side before you open your flapping ass mouth about what the people doing. They need to make moves. We need bold moves. They doing it down here, and you don't know whether or not it's gonna turn out to success. You don't have a crystal ball. You don't know how it is. All we have to do is wait to see how it all ferrets out. That's what it's about. You gotta make moves. I gotta give the man credit, at least trying to do some stuff to shake up the culture of the Pelicans. We've been knowing this for a while. They're just too damn soft. But they got all down and embedded in it. They went to sleep in the shit, and I'm like, man, what do you? It was just terrible, man. They went to sleep in this bull. Everybody upset there and they're smiling and shit, taking happy pictures. Man, get out of here with that. So we cleaned all out of them on out of there, man. If I'm upset out here, you supposed to be upset in there. Yeah, for real, because if I'm upset up here, that means I ain't going to them games. I'm not buying that merchandise, which means, they pissed. We supposed to be pissed. We don't sit there and put up a fake-ass facade like everything is well, the ship is not floating. Get out of here. The ship is sailing. It's sinking, matter of fact. So it has to change. Joe Dumars comes in, he shakes it up. Let's see how it ends, man. Let's see it. We know about Willie Green. Y'all know about Willie Green. Let's see how it all ends.
Wow. So VJ Edgecombe, he had a night tonight, man. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks on 50% shooting.
Edgecombe's a beast, man.
Pretty damn good, man.
Can't wait to see Queen.
He ain't even hit no 3-pointers, man. He only hit 1 3-pointer.
Fam, wait till we see our guys. Wait till we see Fears. Wait till we see Queen. Wait till we see Peavy. Wait till we see some of these guys out here that the Pelicans are working with, man, before they start running down on our guys without giving them a proper time to show if their decisions are going to mature into anything. Like they got a damn crystal ball. If they had a goddamn crystal ball, they wouldn't be working for somebody else. They had their own shit. So anyway, let me get before I start tearing into them. Let me get on about it. But listen, before I go, I'd like to give y'all an opportunity. Check out the poll in the chat, fam. And y'all tell me what y'all think about the Willie Green question. Almost 100 people have voted on the poll. How many games do you guys think it will take before Willie Green is excused from the head coach of the Pelicans? What's his leash is what we're asking. What do you think? Is it 10 games? Is it 15 games? Is it 20 games? Is it 25 games? Vote in the poll right now. We're going to shut it down in a moment. Right now, 36% of the people are saying 10 games. 24% says 25 games. 21% says 20. And 20% says 15 games. So it's a pretty close poll with the other 3, but 36 and 10. I think people just done with Willie Green. They want to see him go anyway. But go ahead, DC, what you got?
No, I was just Jessica asked me what Ace was doing. He had 8.7 rebounds, so he can't do a whole lot.
Yeah, it's
good. But my man Jaden keep asking me this, Q. I don't know what's going on. My man Jaden here. But he posted this in a comment multiple times, so I'll say this. I am really Martin Luther King Green, and I want to let you know I will be fired from the Pelicans because I'm never giving up my doctrine of nonviolence. I will go down and get fired for nonviolence.
No, do not use not in her face name and
What?
he ain't charming.
Oh my goodness! Willie Martin Luther King Green.
That's right, Willie Martin Luther King Green. That is my name.
What?
Oh my goodness! All right. So anyway, man, listen, we're gonna get ready to get it. Lex, did you give your thoughts, your last thoughts? You did, huh?
Yeah, I gave my thoughts.
All right, so we're going to get out on that. Listen, fam, the poll is final, and this is 35% of the family says 10 games. They voted 10 games before Willie Green is done. Y'all hit the, what's up, Cold Chillin'? Shout out to you, my brother. Good to see you in the chat as well.
Hey, Knoxville said breaking. Willie Green has not been to the mountaintop. You gotta keep that Knoxville. Keep that with conviction. Your diaphragm. Yeah.
I am from Detroit, Mercy, and getting out of that place was the mountaintop for me.
Mercy me.
Lord have mercy.
Hey, what's up, Moles? Shout out to brother Moles, man. Hey, listen, fam, we're gonna get out on that. We're gonna be back at another time, man, to talk some more Pelicans. We're gonna open up the phone lines in another show, man. But listen, I appreciate y'all for being in the stream. Shout out to everybody. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. PPR and here representing the flocking nation, the best in the business. Stand up, doing this for a long time, man. And finally, are we going to get some consistent winning in the city of New Orleans behind our Pels, man? That's what we hoping for. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out on that. Shout out to DC and Lex and you, the community, man. Thank y'all for giving y'all your time tonight. I'll let you on the next one, baby. Much love. Go Pels. Peace.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and do best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly die, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelican, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.
Hey, it's uncomplicated with Tiege Hanley's simplified skincare system. Here's how it works. Go to Tiege.com, pick your system, and get handsome. 3 simple steps. Wash, scrub, and moisturize. It's that simple.
Guys, go to Tiege.com and get started today.
To be a therapist, in my opinion, is one of the most humbling things ever. A platform like BetterHelp is very important because it allows access to affordable mental health care.